Special presentation, subscribers of Time Warner Cable.
The law offices of Young Woolridge. Kern Radio 1410. Real Rock 104. And Jesus Shack present the high school football game of the week, exclusively on Time Warner Cable.
Hey, Kern County, welcome back. This is Vance Palm alongside my partner in time, Brian Adams. Time Warner's high school football game of the week. This is week 8, game 8. They get bigger every single week. Visiting Centennial High School at North High School. Both teams undefeated in league. Centennial going on that now almost world-famous 26-0 streak. Brian, tonight's a big game for both squads. Tell us what you know about North High School.
Well, North High is going to come out. They're going to run a wing tee, tight splits, very quick to the line and get off the ball. They have 3 running backs, and all 3 of them are great at getting the ball down the field.
Now, Brian, we've seen Centennial a couple of times already. North High, this is our first time tonight. You've seen their practices. You've done your homework. You've seen them in practice. You were telling me about it pregame. What is it all about when they practice?
Well, I got a chance last year to see them practice. When they practice pretty much like a college football team. They go from drill to drill, on the whistle. They hustle the spots. They're ready to go, so they're not wasting any time in preparation.
Centennial offense continuing to march. Chris Houston has already moved up to 4th in the county in rushing, and he started out as a receiver. Are they clicking on all cylinders for this big game?
And they are, and the reason why they're kicking on all cylinders now is Jeff Crosby has emerged as not only a running quarterback, but his arm strength to get the ball to his tight ends and receivers downfield has pretty much given Centennial a triple threat offense.
Speaking of offense, this North High offense has, 1,300 yards combined by 3 or 4 different running backs. Coach Snow has this team spread out in the backfield. My question to you is this. Could tonight be the night that Centennial runs into trouble against this type of an offense from North without one Kevin Porter in linebacker position for Centennial?
Well, anytime you lose a kid like Kevin Porter who's able to run the field laterally and vertically, it puts a lot of stress on your defense.
Could be a very, very interesting line of scrimmage tonight. Speaking of Kevin Porter, hey, Kern County, I guess you could say it's fortunate for you, the viewer, to be able to have Kevin Porter in your pregame show, but I know this is not how this young man was thinking he'd be preparing for this big game. Kevin Porter, it's certainly a pleasure to have you here. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you, Vance. Yeah, it's tough to have to stand on the sideline and watch it, but I mean, it's just the risk you take of playing the game. There's so many risks in playing a sport like this that sometimes things just happen and you got to deal with it. But I mean, I'm still here for my team. I went down, but we're not playing with 10 guys out there on defense. Cornelson stepped in. He stepped up. We got 11 guys. We got a great defense still. We got a great team. Got a great heart. So we'll see how we do tonight.
Kevin, this is the 3rd game, as we've mentioned, that Time Warner Cable has followed Centennial High School. I had a chance to see the first game. In my recap on the website, I titled you Super Stud from the standpoint that you do everything. You're on both sides of the ball. You're a running back. You're a linebacker. This team definitely does miss you. They're talented enough and deep enough to keep going. From your standpoint, senior year in high school, you're not going to be playing in the next week or month or so. So can you tell us what your mindset is now as an athlete?
Well, I got to deal with what's going on right now, and we're still evaluating the damage that's done to my knee, and we're going through physical therapy, and just got to keep the best in mind and just work to get everything better and hopefully get it back in shape and see where things go from there.
Talking to Kevin Porter, linebacker, running back from Centennial High School. Kevin, when the play happened at Stockdale, when you injured yourself, when you went down, we saw it, and Brian being a former football player, we didn't see exactly what happened, but then again, I'm not a knee person. Let's bring into our pregame show a knee person. Hey, Kern County, we're fortunate to have Mr. Brett Carter. He's an orthotist from Townsend Design, ironically and coincidentally, Townsend Design being the local homegrown brace company that supplies our high school athletes with knee braces and run by a North High alum. Brett, nice to have you here. We as a viewer, we always hear ACL injury. Can you tell the normal viewer basically what the ACL is all about, what an injury to the ACL means?
Sure. The ACL basically is the ligament that holds your bones together, the thigh or the femur to the tibia. It keeps the relationship. So when somebody blows out their ACL, they lose that relationship, that normal relationship. It used to be devastating. It used to be career-ending. Nowadays, with surgical procedures, aggressive therapy like he's in, and bracing technology, you're able to rehab and maybe get back into the game in maybe 3, 4, 5 weeks.
That's Brett Carter from Townsend Design and Orthopedist. Brett, you see a lot of knees. Does it help to be a young, strong, agile athlete, as Kevin, in the process of getting this knee back?
Absolutely. The more aggressive you are in the weight room, the better shape that you're in. Your muscles are going to help you. They're going to be a dynamic stabilizer, so you have your muscles and your ligaments helping you keep your relationship. It's just like anything else. When you're in proper position, you're going to perform well. If you have good muscle tone, good technique, you're going to be in proper position. Now, he had an unfortunate accident. I saw it on tape. It didn't look like a real tough blow. His knee was exposed, his foot was fixed, and somebody hit him up top, twisted him around a little bit. It's unfortunate, but I think he's going to be able to come back. That's
good news. Let's see from the horse's mouth himself. Is there a chance you'll be back in this 2002 season?
Well, I don't know. It's just there's a timeline we have to go by, and I'm going through physical therapy right now, and there's an evaluation process, and where we are in the timeline right now, we're not near the evaluation process. So I have no idea. It's up to the doctors and how well they think I can get back. So we'll see as that time comes.
Let's keep our fingers crossed. Hey, Kern County, thanks to Brett Carter from Townsend Design. Appreciate that. Thank you, Kevin Porter, for your time. I know you'll be into the game tonight. Back in a moment with Centennial visiting North High School. Brian Adams, your final thoughts. What does Centennial have to do to keep this streak alive tonight?
They have to do what they've done to keep the streak going. Tough defense with opportunistic offense.
Big game tonight, folks. It's game week number 8 for Time Warner's High School Game of the Week. This is Brian Adams. I'm Vance Palm. Back in a moment with the kickoff, and now a special sponsorship news from our people to keep this thing going. Back in a moment. Time Warner's High School Game of the Week coming up next.
Some things can't be built in a day. Things like honesty, dedication, good hard work, and integrity. Since 1939, the law offices of Young Woolridge has had one of the strongest personal injury teams in the entire Central Valley. Today, that team is stronger than ever before. Through the years, our attorneys have won some of the highest dollar personal injury verdicts in Kern County. Put our experience to work for you. The law offices of Young Woolridge. Integrity you can trust.
KERN News Talk 1410, Bakersfield's hometown news and talk leader. The station you can trust first for breaking news and the most complete local coverage. We are KERN News Talk 1410, bringing you the pulse of the world, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Make an appointment with KERN News Talk 1410, Bakersfield's hometown news and talk leader.
The media has become a staple in our everyday lives, whether it's a song, an advertisement, or even a news story.
Everywhere you turn, there's a message in one form or another.
Do you realize how much media your child is exposed to every day?
And everything your child sees and witnesses affects them.
It's time to take action and become involved in what messages your child comes in contact with.
Filter out the negativity and let these messages be positive.
It's up to us to shape their future. Let it be a happy one.
Kern County, welcome back. It's week 8, game 8. This is Vance Palm alongside Brian Adams. Centennial High School Golden Hawks on a 26-0 league run brings it up north to the north side of town by the airport. North High School hosting this powerful Golden Hawk team. My partner Brian Adams said before the game started, North High runs their practices somewhat like a military drill, if you will, and that's the type of mentality they're going to have to take into against this very tough offensive machine in Centennial High. Brian?
Yeah, Vince, you said it exactly. They're going to have to come out and use that precision to execute and put some points on the board, because the one thing you have to do to beat Centennial is I think you have to get to that 21, 24-point barrier with good defense, holding them, trying to beat them in a close game, 24-21.
In the Southwest Yosemite League, Centennial overall 6-1, a league record of 2-0. Overall North 6-1, a league record of 1-0. How can we forget also in that league, West High School, a clean 7-0, and of course 1-0 in league. Powerful league tonight, bringing into the statistics some of the team statistics. Team offense for Centennial is 7th in the county. North 4th in the county in offense. Their defense also, both of them ranked in the top 10. We'll get to individual statistics in just a moment. But tonight, both teams absolutely must bring their A game. Centennial always brings a big visiting crowd, and granted, we say visiting, it's just up the freeway, Brian, but love it. Every game gets better every week, huh?
And there's more and more on stake each week. You know, now we have whoever wins this game is going to be in a tie for first if West High can get by South.
The ball is up and it's off. Taken by Ryan Steele from North High School. Ryan Steele met hard and heavy as usual by Centennial. The ball will start its journey west towards the ocean at about the 19-20 yard line. Well, Brian, we get to take a look at this North High offense. The wing, 3 running backs, all of them grabbing the ball quite a bit, and you never know. We can see quick stuff real quick, real early. Oh my gosh, talk about quick stuff. Look at this, Kern County. The first play from scrimmage, the pitch to Lauer Thrower is immediately mishandled, and just like that, on the road, Centennial takes the ball on the North High School 7-yard line. And Brian, a really tough way to start this ball game for North High.
Yeah, I mean, right there, the pitch is already in the ground. We see right there, thrower just misses the ball there, and Centennial's on the spot and picks it up, and they're knocking on the door to score early.
Wow. Can you believe it? 14 seconds into the ball game, Centennial kicks the ball off, and now it's 1st and goal from their 7-yard line. Jeff Crosby, quarterback from Centennial, hands the ball up the middle to Baker. Baker's met outside by 2 or 3 or 4 North High School linemen, but he still gets about 3 yards. So, oh man. Coach Nixon at Centennial High couldn't have asked for anything better than this.
Right here, this going to power off the left side right there with Baker. And you'll see Baker's going to get hit by the line of scrimmage, but he just keeps his legs driving and pushes through for a couple yards on the game.
So here I am in the beginning of the telecast trying to talk about the 3 offensive runners for North High, and in less than a minute, it's Centennial getting ready to march the ball in. Here comes the ball to Chris Houston. Chris Houston, there's a flag on the play. Houston gets up to the goal line, does not get in, and there's already laundry on the field. So Brian Adams, as always, our high school game of the week starts off with a bang.
Yeah, it does, and now we're going to see a holding call, and that's going to push Centennial back, so that's going to give the North High defense some breathing room to protect that end zone here. You know, if they can come up and only give up 3 points, Vance, that's a tremendous victory for this defense this early in the game.
So as it stands, we are 57 seconds into this ball game. Centennial kicked off the ball. North High School on their first play fumbled. Centennial on their third play here, we're showing Chris Houston trying to get in on the replay, but there's a holding call. So it's the 4th play of the ball game, 3rd for Centennial, 1st and goal from the 14-yard line. Sorry, 2nd and goal, 14-yard line. Crosby drops back, throws it out. Pretty good pass, just went through the hands of Todd Nunez. Sorry, David Payne. David Payne had it slip through his fingers.
Yeah, and right there you see the accuracy of Jeff Crosby. You know, the ball was dropped on him. And I think that's been the biggest improvement in the Centennial offense is the growth of Jeff Crosby. Not only being able to run the ball, but his accuracy and his poise back there throwing the ball.
Brings up 3rd and goal from the 14-yard line. Crosby from the shotgun. Looks probably for a hard count. Doesn't get it. Plays clean. Crosby underthrows, intended out there for number 11, Braden Bowles. So, as you say, Brian, it appears that North High has forced Centennial to kick a field goal. has to be kind of a breather there.
And right there, Jeff's just trying to throw a deep out. Ball's a little bit behind, short, and in my opinion, good that it was short, because that's one of those interceptions right there. If it was up, defensive back has a good break, could go back the other way.
So if you got in front of the TV a little late, if you're just sitting down with your meal or a beverage of choice, here comes a field goal attempt from about 36 yards. It was mishandled, but it's up and it's good. The kick makes it through by Josh Bright, but just like that, Brian, 3-0 within a matter of, let's put it this way, less than 2 minutes. North High School run one play on offense. They cough up the ball. They're already down 3-0. Centennial's kicking off again. Let's see if they can regroup and get things rolling here.
Yeah, you know, advance of your coach, you're very disappointed about the first play you had on offense, but you have to be feeling extremely lucky right now that as you're just walking out with being down 3 points and we see a kick go through the uprights right here. But, I mean, that's a great job on the defense on that sudden change, just being able to come out and play and shut it down and only hold them to 3 points.
That's good, coach. Good look at Coach Kessler, one of the longtime individual North High mentors for this wonderful athletic department at North High School that we'll get to in just a while. Don Kessler has been involved in the program here for a lot of years, and he had a special word with his receiving team here saying, hey, fellas, get us out there in the middle of the field. Let's get these 3 running backs of ours rolling. So it's 3-0, visiting Centennial Golden Hawks up by a field goal. 10:35 left in this very first quarter. Big league matchup tonight. Both teams undefeated in league. And, of course, the Golden Hawks bringing in that 26th straight win record in league play. Ball taken to the goal line by LaRue Thrower. Thrower gets up again to the 20-yard line. So it's deja vu all over again as far as the bringing the ball back. But
and they're going to have a hard time returning the ball, Vance, because the wedge is too far away from the runner. You know, there's almost a 15-yard gap, and that's why those Centennial players are sweeping behind and making the tackle so early.
Kickoff coverage, very important. Here comes North High. Runs to the line of scrimmage. Cody Stone hands the ball at the left side to one of the 3 tandem, Jeremy Gona. Gona picks up maybe a yard, 2 yards. I don't think he picked up anything personally. 2nd and 10. That running back tandem we talk about, Goodwin, Reed, and Gona. 1,300 yards in the neighborhood there. Combined. In motion. LaRue Thrower. Stone drops back, lets it fly early. Has a man, overthrows him. Intended for Ryan Steele, and great route, great throw, just a little long. North High crowd wanted something.
But you gotta like that attempt to try to get some breathing room for your running game by stretching the defense out by going deep.
So that brings up 3rd and 10 for this North High School offense. Quarterback Cody Stone. We'll go over his stats in just a few moments. Individually, Brian, both these teams have players up there in offensive stats, defensive stats. 3rd and long 10. Oops. Offsides by Jason Willingham. That'll bring him back 5 yards. Early laundry by the North High Stars, and let's see if they can do something with a very long 15 yards. And I say long just because look at the defense they're facing, Centennial.
Yeah, and you know, anytime you get 3rd and 15, 3rd and 12, those downs and distances favor the defense, because now you can put pressure, you can drop guys back, you can run a multitude of defenses to confuse the team to give them a chance to make them punt the ball.
3rd and 15. Stone hands the ball up the middle. Number 22, Jeremy Gaona. Gaona, not enough for the first down. North High School will punt the ball.
This is the delayed draw right here to Gaona. He's going to come up and pick up a few yards, get at least those 5 yards back and a couple more. But it's a safe call. You see it called a lot. 3rd and long, your own territory. You run a draw play and punt it out and play defense.
Michael Chamberlain punts for the Stars, and back at midfield, hey, Kern County, it's Christopher Hughes. Chamberlain's punt doesn't get much. Gets up to about the 44-yard line of the North High School side. So Centennial takes over for the 2nd time in the game in North High territory, albeit this is a bit further back than the 7-yard line, but their 2nd possession, they'll take over from the 44-yard line of North High School, and you know, Centennial offense, they've got a ton of options also. It's not just Crosby. I mean, it's not just Houston. They've got the quarterback Crosby. They've got Baker. They've got the receivers in Silich and David Payne out there. So let's see what happens here. Early goings, first quarter, Time Warner's high school football game of the week. Centennial visiting North High. 9 minutes left in the first quarter. Centennial up 3-0 already. Crosby, the quarterback for the Golden Hawks. Crosby drops straight back. Gets the ball out to Caprioli. Caprioli hauls it in. Gets about 3 yards. Brian, we saw Jeff Crosby win our Young Woolridge Player of the Game against Stockdale. We see him here with that quick drop back and that rifle arm of his. Once again, we expect him to be a factor tonight, don't we?
Oh, yeah, and he's going to be a factor every game they play with Centennial because he runs the ball, he hands the ball, and he passes the ball. So, I mean, they go as well as far as he goes.
We got whistles and a flag on the play before the play. So it looks as if North High School has too many guys in the field. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. No, they don't. It's against Centennial High School for delay of game, it appears to be. I thought I counted 12 red jerseys out there. Foolish of myself.
Well, and these are the distances you want to get Centennial in, but we saw in the Stockdale game, Vance, when they were in these third and long, second and longs, they produced with some big pass plays.
Yeah, they never seem to have the disposition that they're in trouble, even when it's 15, 20 yards for a first down. 2nd and 12 for the Golden Hawks. Crosby again tries the hard count. He's very good at that. Hands the ball at the middle to Chris Houston. Chris Houston gets through the preliminary part of the line, takes a massive hit at the 40-yard line. The North High crowd was just ooh after that hit, but hey, Kern County, you know Chris Houston. He's up and he's at him.
Yeah, right here, Chris Houston's going to follow that big line and push the ball in. You can see him right now, just gets down and not quite enough. Good tackle, though, by Bryson Hope.
Brings up a 3rd and 7. North High School, pivotal time here in the early goings of this first quarter. They'd love to stop this Golden Hawk team midfield, maybe have a chance to get some good field position themselves if they can stop this 3rd and 7 attempt. Crosby, quarterback option, nothing, thrown for a loss, and you can hear this North High crowd right below our feet. They're loving it. That's what they need, Brian.
Right here, they're going to do a fake to Baker and come back out and try to run some kind of option play with Houston, but it's just smothered with the penetration.
That North High School defense, Chase Hawkins leading the way. He leads the chase. Comes with a big play, 4th and 11. Back deep for North High School. Chase Chapman and Anthony Reed. And it's Chapman that comes up with a fair catch. So here comes North High. They'll take the ball about the 20-yard line again, so it's not as if they've got great field position, but it's not bad. It's typically safe place to start. Go ahead.
What they can't afford to do, Vance, keep going 3 and out, because that's how Centennial wears you down. You go 3 and out, the big line comes out, you stuff them, and they just wear your defense down. So you got to get some production on this series right here.
Cody Stone, quarterback of the North High School Stars. Trap to Jeremy Gaona. Gaona gets about 10 yards, very close to a first down, and just as you say, that doesn't look like 3 and out to me right away.
No, and that's the production I know the North End fans are used to, is you can hear them up here. When they get a big run, they're excited about it, but right there, just right off the tackles and in between there and the linebackers, and picks up the first down.
That's Gaona, senior, 5'11", 195-pounder. This time it goes out to Reed. Reed tripped up at line of scrimmage. And Brian, as you say, this North High School squad breaks out of the huddle. They get up to that line of scrimmage in about a 1.5 seconds, and the plays run immediately. There's just no time to mess around when this North High offense is coming up to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, you know, we've seen some delay of games, but I doubt we'll see a delay of game by North High tonight.
If there was a penalty call for rushing it, they'd get it. But in a good sense. They're fast, but they don't rush. Stone drops back, has a man open, finds that man, and that's Scott Allison. Scott Allison picks up the first down, I believe, or very close to it on a 2nd and 12. Wow, very close, and if it's not a first down, it's going to be inches.
You can see Cody right there just throw out to his big target right there, and There's a flood route. You had 3 receivers out there. He picked the open target and very close to picking up a first down.
Our pregame guest, student athlete from Centennial High, Kevin Porter, the injured running back linebacker, is gracious to have him here. We know he's not in the lineup, and with an offense like this, running to the line quick, 3 running back options. Now we see a nice play out to Allison. When you're on defense for Centennial, Brian, you've just got to be alert. I know that's an overstatement, but wow.
Yeah, and their defense is still going to be pretty good because you see right there, number 5, Justin Crane, 35, Chris Baker. I mean, these guys are also aggressive like we saw Porter. Their motors are always going. They come hard off that line. As a matter of fact, remember last game we did Centennial, Baker's the one that gets off the line quick. If I'm playing against him, sometimes you want to go a double count on 2 or on 3 because he's going to come hard.
That's the voice of Brian Adams. Brian Adams will not be with me at halftime. He'll be doing a radio interview for one of our key sponsors, KERN 1410. They'll be interviewing Brian at halftime, the former driller in UCLA Bruin and our color commentator. My halftime guest, I'm keeping that a secret. Special guest. 3rd and inches, as we said. Stone takes the handoff, gives the ball up the middle. Number 45, Justin Reyes, and Reyes picks up the first down. Just what the doctor ordered for North High School.
Yes, and they're doing exactly what we talked about right before here, Vance. They're keeping the chains moving, and they're giving their defense a chance to rest, so they're not going to be tired when they come back on the field.
Along with KERN 1410, we want to thank Real Rock 104.3. They're also a big part of this telecast. In motion goes Anthony Reed. Reed takes the ball. There's a flag on the play. It's a nice run, 8 hard yards, but with a penalty flag on a running play, chances are we may be heading back. Let's see. What do you think, Brian?
Yep. Back procedure.
So it'll be 5 yards marked backwards against the North High School Stars. Head coach for North High School, Mike Snow. He and his staff giving these refs an earful. Coach Kessler down there also chiming in on what they believe to be is an inappropriate call, but nevertheless, 5 yards marked off. And Brian, as a coach, I guess you always have to give him your side.
Yeah, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to, talk to the officials and just keep in the air and say, hey, we're not doing that. We're not making that mistake. Watch out, and next time give us a call.
They got to pick up that flag.
Coaching staff under Mike Snow is Roman Aguilar, Dan Walters, Donnie Kessler, Danny Sasso, Vern Walk, Matt Millard, and Bill Reynolds. Thanks, fellas, for hosting us up here. Great job. Athletic Director Mr. Thompson greeted us, made us very welcome, and really made our pregame show very easy, and we certainly appreciate that from North High School. And we'll have a special guest representing North High at halftime. I'm going to keep it a secret. But don't forget, we've got tickets to give out for California Adventure Park. We'll get to that in just a few moments also. Here we go. 1st and 15. They run the fake option, doesn't happen. A loss of yardage for North High School. So they've got options back there, but so does the defensive front line for Centennial, Brian.
Yeah, now with Jeff Baker right there just coming in and making a great play in the backfield.
There it is, California Adventure tickets. I'll be giving the answer to our question in just a few moments. 2nd and 16. Stone again hands the ball off to number 10. This time it's LaRue Thrower picks up maybe 5 or 6 yards. That'll bring up 3rd and 10, I believe, right around there. Don't forget our California Adventure ticket giveaway. We had 2 winners already from our first time of running it last week at the Liberty BHS game, and I'll be giving you the answer, and then I'll give you the question at halftime. All you have to do is call in and win tickets. We'll get to that in a moment. 3rd and 12 for North High School. Big play. Stone drops back. No, he faked me out, handed the ball up to the middle to Jeremy Gaona. Faked everybody out. Safe play. Brian keeps it in the middle of the field. Probably didn't think they'd get that long first down, and North High will punt again.
Yeah, and that's Coach Roman Aguilar right there, a great linebacker himself when he played for the Highland Scotsmen. But you're exactly right there, Vance. You play it safe, you play the field position game, and let your defense keep in the game and hope for a big break.
So Chris Houston back at the 25-yard line from Centennial. Looks to maybe break one open here and see what he can do. Look at this. Oh, punt almost blocked. Mad rush for the punt. Didn't get it. And a big-time punt gets off by North High School. Here comes Chris Houston trying to play off his blockers. Chris Houston wrapped up at about the third. No, he's not wrapped up. He's still going. There's flags on the play. It looks like flipping, looks like holding. It looks like a madhouse down there, Brian.
It looks like a lot of things, but we can pretty much bet safely it's going back the other way.
Well, Michael Shamblin just boomed a punt about 55, 60 yards. So here's holding on Centennial. Wow. Centennial gets a pretty decent run back from Chris. He keeps going, Chris Houston that is, and then now there's a holding, and they're going to start back on their maybe about 20-yard line. So Centennial really not looking that sharp on a few plays here.
You know, it was a penalty, too, that pushed them out of the inside the 10-yard line that caused them to kick a field goal. So they have to sharpen up a little bit, as you said.
1st and 10, 25-yard line on their own side. Braden Bowles split left. Houston in the backfield with Baker. Houston gets the handoff. Chris Houston tries to get outside. Nothing doing. Big tackler by Jerry White from North High School. Is it a fumble? North High School wants a fumble. Looked like the ball was on the ground.
Yeah, that ball popped out way late. But that's a great defensive play right there, just a swarming to the ball. You're going to see Houston right here, just has nowhere to go. Bobbles the ball on the handoff. And you can see it's just a sea of red right there. And Houston's on the ground and the ball pops out.
So down by contact, no fumble, but this North High squad, fans and players, excited, into it. So is my halftime guest. He's already up here, and it's the first quarter only, but he's a North High alum, that's why. 2nd and 9. Crosby fakes the handoff, drops back. Crosby lets one fly, got a man wide open. Goodness gracious, Jason Caprioli wide open, gets the first down. It's about a 35-yard pass play. That looks sharp.
Yeah, that's a good. You got to give a lot of credit to the offensive line right there, because Crosby had about all night long to pick up a receiver to throw to, as he's able to look downfield and throw the defensive backs off and hit the underneath receiver.
Hey, Kern County, are you ready for the first answer for our California Adventure ticket giveaway? It's going to be coming up right after this play. The first of a few times that I'll give you an answer. Boy, Crosby's got an arm. Looks good. 1st and 10, Centennial. Ball goes up the middle. Jeff Baker, the carrier, gets about 3 yards. Okay, Kern County, here it is. Here's the answer to the question I'll be asking at halftime. Here is the answer. Get ready. Roadrunner, Earthlink, AOL. Roadrunner, Earthlink, AOL. Brian, those are the answers to the question I'll ask at halftime. Roadrunner, Earthlink, AOL. I'll give the question at halftime. We'll give you a phone number. You call in. If you're the first callers, you're the winners. You're going to California Adventure. 2nd and 7. Centennial basically at midfield, 49-yard line. Hard count by Crosby, gets him to jump. Brian, he's becoming very Elway-esque at this hard count. In a very opportune time, it was 2nd and 7. Now it looks like 2nd and 2. You know, John Elway was always so proficient at that hard count. It was natural to him. Crosby excelling at that.
Yeah, he does a really good job at that. You know, he has the ability just to get those linemen to just get on their toes, and he barks out, and they jump, and Centennial moves 5 yards forward.
Makes it 2nd and 2. All of a sudden now they're obviously inside Centennial ball territory now, and with this offensive multitude of offensive threats, let's see if they try to go long and air one out here on 2nd and 2. Wouldn't be a bad play, would it?
No, it's a great down and distance to go for it.
3 receivers split right, 1 split left. Baker in the backfield with Houston. 2nd and 2. Houston drops back. He's got Houston wide open over the middle, but he's also in trouble. Good defense by North High. Chris Houston was open. Nothing got off, and big play, Brian.
He's open, but the pressure's up there, so, you know, to Crosby, he's not open because he's not able to see him. You'll see right here, he's going to step back 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He can see that 7th step. He's already moving. Whoever was open downfield technically is not open once you get going.
Big play by Tyler Sasso. Great point. He's open to us because we're up here looking at it, but to Crosby, he's not. Big 3rd down and 7 right at midfield. Let's see what happens. Crosby again trying the hard count. Doesn't get it. Crosby throws to Baker. Baker's pretty much open. Probably could have picked up the first down if he holds on to it. Drops it. North High loves it. That's going to bring up a 4th down. Here comes the punt team. So Centennial had a few chances, didn't capitalize, had a penalty. Doggone it. They're punting, and North High School now, another chance to get their offensive machine rolling here. Deep, Anthony Reed and Ryan Steele. Looks like we'll get a timeout. And it's going to be called by North High School. So with 27 seconds left in the first quarter, the score is 3-0. Centennial leads off an early field goal. And after this timeout is finished, we'll come back and probably have the punt play from Centennial and take us into the second quarter. Don't forget, next week, Kern County, you'd never want to miss this game. Liberty High School, the Patriots, who we saw in last week's thriller at the Driller Field, will be taking on East High and the powerful running back Matthews. There it is, Brian. I'm really looking forward to this ball game next week.
Yeah, you know, we've seen Liberty one time, and I like to see them again, but I'm really looking forward to seeing Matthews. And then Gupton last week got over 200 yards receiving, so obviously we have another team in the area that has a great offensive talent, and to be able to see these kind of athletes would be great.
Head coach Jim Maples up at East going to take on Provençal and his fellows at Liberty. And this is just a really, really fun season of local talent and local coaches that our halftime guest will accentuate that positive. He's grinning ear to ear up here at North High. 27 seconds left in this quarter. Fourth down punt by Centennial. High punt. It's going to be taken out there by, he falls on it. Anthony Reed calls a fair catch, falls on his knee, and we will have one offensive play that goes off by North High School. Kern County, pleasure to have you here with all of our sponsors, KERON 1410, Real Rock 104.3, Jesus Shack, and Young Woolridge. Who will be our Young Woolridge player of the game tonight? We've had some stellar performances. Looking forward to finding that out. Last play of the first quarter. Stone fakes the handoff, hands off to number 22, Jeremy Gill, and he's got a great play action. It fakes me out pretty much every time. I'll have to get the handle on that, Kern County, or you're going to get tired of me blowing it. That's the last play of the first quarter. Centennial Golden Hawks 3, North High School nothing. We'll be back in just a moment with our second quarter, but hey, Kern County, don't go anywhere. This big-time league game has heavy implications. We want you back for the second quarter. This is Vance Palm and Brian Adams in High School Football Game of the Week with Time Warner.
Some things can't be built in a day. Things like honesty, dedication, good hard work, and integrity. Since 1939, the law offices of Young Woolridge has had one of the strongest personal injury teams in the entire Central Valley. Today, that team is stronger than ever before. Through the years, our attorneys have won some of the highest dollar personal injury verdicts in Kern County. Put our experience to work for you. The law offices of Young Woolridge. Integrity you can trust.
KERN News Talk 1410, Bakersfield's hometown news and talk leader. The station you can trust first for breaking news and the most complete local coverage. We are KERN News Talk 1410, bringing you the pulse of the world, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Make an appointment with KERN News Talk 1410, Bakersfield's hometown news and talk leader.
There it is, Kern County. You see the score on the left side, North High Stars 0. On the right side, Visitor, which is Golden Hawks and Centennial 3. Quick recap of the first quarter. Right from the kickoff, we said, okay, here's our big game tonight. First play of scrimmage from North High. They fumble. Centennial takes the ball over in the 7-yard line. We thought possibly within 2 plays. It's 7-0. North High hangs on, makes them kick a field goal, and that's your score, 3-0. It's 2nd and 10. North High School, powerful offense, trying to get rolling. They just cannot get past this Centennial defense. Anthony Reed drugged down again, so it's kind of a mirror image on this offense-defense, isn't it?
Well, and we talked about it earlier in the pregame. This is probably going to be whatever defense it plays the best will win the game, because both offenses are stellar, but it's going to be those defenses that can hold up and make the big play to turn the game around.
3rd down 10. Haven't seen what we would deem a big play by either squad so far. Cody Stone. Wow. Oh, Brian hands the ball off to Anthony Reed. He's met up quite quickly out there by Mr. Baker.
And that was Ben Davis. We'll see right here. So a quick pitch out to Reed. And Ben Davis is right there and tells him, you know what? That's about as far as I want you to go right now.
Sorry, folks. Ben Davis. 4th and 11. Stars punt again. Chris Houston for Centennial waiting back on his own 42-yard line. Michael Shamlin will punt for the Stars. Perfect snap. End over end. Nice big punt. Chris Houston will run the ball. Chris Houston, no fair catch. Gets the ball up to about the 50-yard line. Swarmed by North High School Stars. And they'll take the ball at exactly midfield.
And that was just good punt coverage right there. Good high punt by Shamblin and great coverage. And they're just playing that old game of punt back we talked about before. You punt the ball, try to get field position and see if you can get close enough to put something on the scoreboard.
And perhaps mix in a big play into the ingredients once in a while. Jeff Crosby, 2 weeks ago, was our player of the game for Young Woolridge. He's the quarterback for Centennial. Soft-spoken, quiet, if you will, person. But, man, he's got control of this offense for Centennial. Now he's in the shotgun. Has Baker to his left. 2 receivers split on both sides. Crosby looked like he was going to have a keeper. Looks like illegal motion on Centennial. We'll march it back right away. We saw it from up here, Brian, didn't we?
Yeah, that was a pretty easy one to call. The line kind of got off the team before the balls even snapped. So, you know, and that's just been kind of happened to both teams. You know, they can't get any rhythm because it's a false start here or a holding, just pushing them back and just not allowing them to get on a rhythm. As you know, being a former basketball player yourself, shooting, you want to get in that rhythm where you get a feeling, and so you can just do it automatically.
We'll get back to that point in just a moment. 1st and 15, Golden Hawks. Crosby again tries the hard count. North showing blitz, and they do come. Crosby has the protection, drops back over the middle. Great pass, great catch by Nick Silich. Nick Silich up to the 30-yard line. So they pick up the blitz well, Brian, and Crosby puts it on the money.
As he does. Good job on the line, picking up the blitz. Crosby sets it up. He knows he's going to Silich, and he throws a strike to him. And Silich does a great job of holding to the ball with some serious contact there.
He takes a big hit in there by number 80, Michael Gross, but Silich hangs onto the ball. Big play so far in this game. I would call that one right there. Crosby on 1st and 10, quarterback for Golden Hawks. Has one player in the backfield with him, and he gives it to him. That's Jeff Baker. Jeff Baker keeps running, stays on his feet, gets back to the original line of scrimmage. So Centennial, maybe not knocking on the door, but walking up the sidewalk.
Yeah, they're definitely in the neighborhood.
Yep, you got it. And we've seen them 2 times already. And it brings me back to the point I wanted to mention 2 plays before that. I saw Coach Carroll, USC coach, last week talk about just that, getting into a rhythm on offense to where the linemen get into a groove. Even if it's a count on 3, they're still in the 3 groove. 2nd and 9. I'll get your response in just a moment. Crosby, quick drop. Rifles it out to the side. It is caught, but maybe a 2-3 yard pickup.
No, they're saying incomplete. Yeah.
Oh, it is incomplete. Dropped to the hands of Eric Minnis. Your thoughts on that?
And that's what offense is about. As we see right here, just a quick step drop. Nice hits, playing off, and just unable to pull in the ball. But I agree with that. You know, when you're on offense, you want to get to where you're just getting that a feel-good zone, you know, like or that zone they talk about, where you're not really thinking, you're on autopilot just playing the game. And that's why defenses try to blitz you and change the look to disrupt that rhythm.
Looks like we're going to have a timeout on the field, and the timeout will be called by the Centennial Golden Hawks. Kern County, it's a pleasure to have you. We're High School Game of the Week, Week 8, Game 8 for Time Warner's High School Game of the Week. They were the only ones that show you an entire football game of what we believe to be one of the best games of the week. Hey, hottest number in town, 322-1941. If you think I'm kidding, why don't you get one of these and check it out? You'll love it. It's professionally done. It's put in a very nice case. It's got a picture of Time Warner Cable's action on the cover. Very well done. A lot of coaches get it, players get it, fans get it. 322-1941. High school football, Brian. Cheerleaders, students, athletes, parents, concession stands. Great stuff, isn't it?
Well, there's nothing like high school football. You know, you go to college and it gets more like a business. Then you get to the pros and this is a business. This is like one of the last times that you really have fun playing the game and have that camaraderie with your teammates.
Last week, Liberty Patriots at Bakersfield High School. Came down to the very last play. Liberty eked one out against Bakersfield. We saw a former driller, Provençal, head coach, fall on the ground. Just loved it. High school football to him means a lot. 3rd and 9. Centennial comes back after the timeout. Crosby in the backfield, absolutely alone. He's got 5 receivers to throw to and 5 big linemen. Crosby's got a lot of time. He's going to scramble. He's going to let it go. Throws across his body. Oh, not handled out there by number 8, Jason Caprioli. Looked like Jason was trying to take off before he had the rock in his hand.
And you called it, that's exactly what it was. He was looking to move before he secured the possession. Right here, Crosby does a good job of being aware in the pocket, buys himself some time, throws a good play, and we just can't see it. But you called it, Vince. That's just the old case of running before you have it.
Especially when you hear footsteps. It's bad enough when it's just you out there, but when you hear footsteps coming, it's, oh no, let me get this. Hey, Kern County, check it out. 4th and 9, Centennial's going for it. It's that part of the field where it makes sense. Crosby, again, alone in the backfield, protected by that massive offensive line. Crosby has the time, throws it out. He's got Caprioli this time. Caprioli makes one move. That might be enough for the first down. That one move, Brian, could have put him in first down territory. Let's see. Wow, going to be close.
Right here, you're going to have Crosby looking back. This is a good recognition of seeing the ball, seeing the same play, a guy open. You come right back to him. He gets the catch and fighting for that first down.
Oh, he got it.
And then kind of runs back, but he got just enough, so keep the chains moving.
Well, they're in the neighborhood. Now they're really walking up the sidewalk to knock on the door of Centennial. 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line of North High School. Houston on a broken play gets about 4 yards, and that's nothing new to the Time Warner crew, is it? Bruce Houston taking a broken play and getting something out of it.
Yeah, and it's just because of determination. I mean, he just refuses to be tackled by one guy, and he kind of just bumps off and finds a little space, and next thing you know, he's picked up 4 or 5 yards.
8.5 left in this first half. There's your score, 3-0. Centennial Golden Hawks got away with a field goal in the first 2 minutes of the ball game after they'd kicked off. Now it's 2nd and 6. Baker and Houston in the backfield behind quarterback Crosby. Crosby's got a tall receiver out there, but it looks like it's going to be Crosby on a keeper. He's going to keep it. Does he get in? Jeff Crosby gets down to the pay dirt. He's in. He strung it out to the very end. He had options to even pitch it back, but quarterback Jeff Crosby got the skill, the talent, the vision, runs it in himself, and it's 9-0 Golden Hawks.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he's just a nifty runner. I mean, when he runs, doesn't panic, just kind of looks and picks his spots.
We've seen this player before in Crosby. In the first game we had him on Centennial Golden Hawks. Took on Bakersfield High School, and he held his own as quarterback. Here comes the extra point. It's up, and it's good by Josh Bright. And then we saw Crosby in his second appearance win Young Woolwich Player of the Game. And tonight, he certainly has a handle on things here in the offense. Here we go again, Brian.
Yeah, right. They want to run an option out here, but there's nobody coming out. Somebody make the assignment. Now he just uses his athletic ability to get outside and just kind of sets them up with a little dip and push to the outside and uses a little power there for a little fella and gets in there for a touchdown.
After the point after, it's 10-0 Centennial. 8 minutes, 2 seconds left in the first half. You're watching Time Warner's high school football game of the week. We're up on the north side tonight. Airport Drive coming up 99. Airplanes coming in. One of the older schools in Kern County, North. We'll talk about its heritage and the legacy that it leaves in Kern County with so many great coaches and athletes throughout the years. We've covered West, we've covered South, we've covered North. Next week we're covering East. We are global, Brian. So North High School back in the receiving end. With 8 minutes left in this first half. Brian, I can imagine they would love to get this ball up to about the 40, 45-yard line. Further, of course, but at least give themselves a chance here in the first half.
Well, if they are able to field the ball for return, that way is going to get a lot closer to the runner and protect them.
It's up, it's deep, and it'll be carried by Ryan Steele. Ryan Steele in the wedge, goes up the middle, tackled by the legs, and there's a flag on the play. Gets up to about the 23-yard line. We've got Laundry, Brian, on a kickoff. Could be a host of things. Let's see. High school referees, they're doing a great job this year. It's some very well officiated ball games from start to finish, all 7 weeks. Now we happen to be having a conference here. So on kickoffs, Brian, what is it, a lot of blocking fouls?
Yeah, you know, sometimes a guy comes off the edge and one of the outside guys will grab him or get their body out of position and hit him in the back. But, you know, that's not what you want to see for North right here, is they just go deeper and deeper in your territory.
Wow, well, we had hoped that they had a good return. They did get it up to the 23-yard line, but now with this penalty, they start deep again in their own territory. That's a great shot.
What I'm talking about, Vincent, we really can't see it there.
The wedge?
The wedge is just way too far out. That wedge should only be about 8 to 7 yards in front of that runner. So that way when they come in, they can pick off the defenders coming down to cover.
Handoff on 1st and 10 goes to Anthony Reed. Anthony Reed gets maybe a couple. Kern County, don't forget, also coming up in a couple weeks, November 7th, Fight Night at the Garden on Time Warner Cable. The big boy, the golden boy, Oscar De La Hoya will be in the house. Don't miss Fight Night at the Garden coming up in November. 2nd and 10 for North High School. Drops back deep, got a man open. Oh, goodness. Ryan Steele running the long pattern for Cody Stone. He was open momentarily, but then 3 or 4 Golden Hawks converged and probably didn't have a chance, did it?
Yeah, we'll see as Matt advances back there with Jordan Unfried, and they're just going to have him kind of sandwich, but the ball almost pops out and pops into Steele's hand, which would have been a huge gain.
So Stone's got an arm, that's for certain. Cody Stone, quarterback for North High School. Going to bring him up to the line of scrimmage on 3rd and 10. He's got one running back there with him. Sends Reed in motion. Stone.
Coming back 5 yards.
Has to stop because there's a penalty. Whistles, flags. And absolutely no momentum whatsoever so far for this North High School offense. I don't mean it as a slam. I mean it as a fact.
Yeah, right there they have some movement on the left side again. So 5 yards deeper, and you know, it's just not much you can call, you know, when you have 3rd and 15 or so and you pin down inside the 10-yard line. There's just not a lot of plays in the playbook advance to do anything.
Well, Brian, 3rd and 15. They're back deep. They've got Centennial all over them right now. Would be the time for you know, either something very extravagant or the exact opposite, something very safe. What do we have?
Very safe.
Oh, well, ball's handed off to Anthony Reed, and he's just crushed in there as quick as possible by number 45, Ben Davis, and number 43, Mitch Harak. So North High School going backwards on offense, has to punt from deep in their own end zone. So Chris Houston now up on the North High School 40-yard line. And as Centennial's up 10-0, North High School could be feeling a little pressure here in the first half.
Yeah, you know, this is exactly what you don't want if you're North, just to go 3 and out and get the ball back to an offense that's starting to get their rhythm, starting to feel good, and a punt returner who is dangerous in his own right.
That would be Houston. The punt's up. Houston's going to have a chance to return it. It's a long punt. Houston gets it at the 46-yard line. Houston looking for some room. He is their running back, so he knows how to find holes. Chris Houston gets up to about the 32-yard line of North High School, and we've talked about his patience as a running back. It showed there as a punt returner.
Yeah, there's nothing you like better as a punt returner for the punter to boom one, and the fans, you know, it looks real good to the fans, but it lights your eyes up as a punt returner because now you have actual room to run against the defense. As you see, he's able to get 6 yards before the first man is there. Now he's just patient, picks his spot, has a blocker, cuts back. You're talking about now a 12-yard, 14-yard punt return, and back in the neighborhood.
1st and 10. Crosby hands the ball off to Houston. Houston rolls up to about the 28-yard line. Looks like it might be a gain of 5. And when we talk about the neighborhood, they've been in North High neighborhood what seems like basically the whole first half, whether it's been the fumble recovery on the first play for North or every punt return or possession. They've started basically in North High territory, and that's tough to handle when it's Centennial offense.
Yeah, it is. You know, and that's tough to handle over a lot of offenses in our area. You know, but the defense so far has been able to not break. They've bent a little bit, but they have not broken.
2nd and 7. Houston picked up 3 on that last carry. Crosby rolls left. Could be a keeper. No. Throws across the body. Another great pass and another great catch. This time, it's a good enough catch for a touchdown. Nick Salich breaks tackles, gets in the end zone. 16-0 Centennial. Here we go.
Yep, and the rhythm is on the roll now, Vance, because Big Justin, you know, we talked about Young Wolves player of the game. I mean, he's put his bid in. He got the big catch in the first drive to get that rhythm going, and right now he just catches the ball and powers through defenders and scores.
So Nick Salich moves it into the end zone for the second touchdown of the ball game for the Golden Hawks. Here comes the PAT attempt by Josh Bright, and if it's good, it'll be 17-0. Snap, hold, kick, good. And as we say, 17-0. Centennial looking good in the first half. 5.5 left in this first half. 17-0. There's your score. Here's our TD.
Right here, just rolling out there with Jeff. Does a good job being patient. Finds his target, the big target Smith, and it's Nick, not Justin, who was his brother who graduated already. But right here, straight arms the guy, powers through a tackle, and then just drags him into the end zone. And that's a great play by Nick.
Great coverage by our Time Warner crew, and I can hear him in my headset saying, well, he must have wanted it. You're right, fellas. He did want that touchdown. 17-0 Golden Hawks, and we've still got 5.5 left in this first half. So North High School, again, on the receiving end of a long kick here. We'll need to get this ball up in good field position just to get Mr. Moe on their side. Mr. Momentum.
Yeah, but we've been at these games before. Mr. Moe has changed real quick to the other team, so we'll see what happens. And North is hoping that happens right now.
So the kicker for Centennial, Jason Lavorne. Jason's a 6 foot, 160-pound senior. Strong leg. Let's see if he can put it back there deep for Ryan Steele. It's up. Ryan Steele will get it at about the 7-yard line. Let the wedge a little bit tighter this time, Brian. And it shows. It's about 7-8 yards. So they couldn't hear you, but those coaches know how to make corrections, and they get the wedge a little tighter, and look what happens.
Yeah, and that's the difference. You know, when that wedge is closer, the guys on the outside can't peel around and tackle you. You know, they can only come through, and when they come through, you pick a spot, make a move, and pick up some positive yardage.
1st and 10. North High School on their own 27-yard line, right around there. Did we have a penalty, Brian? We did. Oh.
Yeah, there's blocking below the waist right there. That's what they're calling. And
well, a flag. Sorry, Brian. A flag went. I didn't see it. I don't think you did either. And all of a sudden, it's a clip. The word was it was Chris Hyatt. Ooh boy, it just gets. There's Coach Silver, baseball legend, North High School, and on the sidelines. Handoff. Goes out to number 45, Justin Reyes. He's hit hard, and he gets maybe 2 or 3 yards.
Yeah, you know.
Another penalty, Brian. Not on this play, but on the first play. Another penalty hurts North High, you know.
Yeah, you know, and you just hate to see that if you're the North High fan, the North High staff, because that's what's been killing you is the penalties that just stopped every momentum.
2nd and 6. Cody Stone, the quarterback for North. Hands the ball up the middle, and this wing offense, you never really know who's got the ball until about 2 or 3 steps later, and that time it was Justin Reyes. And myself trying to call this game, it's a challenge. Looks like Jeremy Gone is on the sidelines being attended to. He's one of the 3 that they hand the ball off to on a consistent basis, so Gone being attended to by the North High staff. 1st and 10, they got the first down. That's a good sign for North High School. Once again, up to the line quickly. This time the ball goes out to Anthony Reed. Anthony Reed breaks a few tackles, claws his way up to about the 32-yard line of North High School.
You know, and I like what they're doing. The coaches aren't saying we're down 16 points, 17 points and panicking. They're staying with their offense, and they're trying to chip back away and get back in the game. If they can get some points on the board, they're still in the game, Vance.
Well, these running backs from North High School, you've got Reed that's got 657 yards. We've got Gillen who's got 546 yards. Reyes has got 416 yards. These guys know how to carry the ball, so they're not going to abandon what's got them this far in this great record. That ball goes to Justin Reyes. Reyes claws his way up to maybe about 2 yards short of a first down, so that should bring up about a 3rd and 2. You know, as we mentioned, these guys know how to run the ball, and as you say, no way this North High School coaching staff in the first half going to just start airing it out to try to catch up when they've got tools, they've got weapons,
and they got plenty of time too. And that's the main thing. Is time is on their side to just stay with their offense.
Ooh, not this time. Centennial, under the leadership of Ben Davis in there, saying no dice this time. Well, 3rd and 1. I'm sorry, 4th and 1. So you're right, 4th and 1. I was a bit confused. So let's call it what it is. 4th and about 3 here. North High's going to have to punt it up again, so didn't pick up the first down they had hoped to. Chris Houston back on his 32-yard line waiting for another punt by Michael Shamlin. Shamlin's punted at least 5 times tonight. Here's another big boomer. Houston surveys the field. Can he run it back? He takes a good bounce, and he's drugged down very quickly at his own 33-yard line. So the baseball player Houston picks up a nice bounce, but couldn't get anywhere with it. 1st and 10 Golden Hawks.
He did a good job of not dropping the ball. You said the baseball player did an excellent job, like a shortstop, just sucking it up, and was able to get coverage that time. Didn't allow him to get moving that time. But Crosby's back with this offense, and they have 2 minutes and 39 seconds to go. So plenty of time for them to put some more points on the board.
Speaking of Chris Houston, their running back, 876 yards, averages 6.8 a carry, already 4th in the county, and he started the first 2 games as a receiver. 1st and 10 Centennial. On their own 34-yard line. Crosby hands the ball off to that gentleman, Chris Houston, and Chris Houston met hard and heavy, thrown back about 3 yards for a loss, Brian.
Yeah, and so far I've been really impressed with the run defense of the North High Stars, Vance. We haven't seen those big, huge, gaping holes that we've been seeing with Centennial when they come out and block people.
I remember earlier in the season you used to say, hey, with a line that's opening holes like that, Chris Houston better get through there and get some yards. You're right. We're not seeing the big gaping freeways that Houston is used to running through. 2nd and 9. I don't believe they got a yard on that last play, but they gave it to him. Crosby, this time a pitch to Houston. This time he's in worse trouble. Fumble. Houston dropped the ball on the play, but it looks like he picked it back up himself, or was it the quick thinking A.J. Grimes in there? It was Grimes.
Right there's just a pitch and a sweep with a lead fullback, but the penetration's out there, knocked out.
Wow,
And then Grimes
Chase
is
Hawkins.
right there and just jumps on the ball.
So quick pursuit by Chase Hawkins in there, causes the fumble and brings up 3rd and 15. So couldn't be a better time for North High School to slow down the Centennial offense. They'd love to get the ball back here and have one shot at the end zone. It's 3rd and 15, 1:18 left in the half. Crosby has Baker standing right next to him in the backfield. Crosby drops back, looks left, throws long. He's looking for Eric Minnis. Eric Minnis catches the ball. It's a beautiful pass, beautiful catch. He brings the ball up to the 25-yard line. Never say die, even if it's only halftime. Centennial wants to get in, don't they?
Yeah, and man, I don't know what their percentage is on the year, but I would like to know what their 3rd and long is, because they are very aggressive on 3rd and long, as you see right there. Eric Minnis, who scored the first touchdown against Stockdale on a play similar to this, picked up a huge first down and gets out of bounds and saves some time on the clock for the Golden Hawks.
So an inopportune time for a receiver to slip past the defender when they had him where they wanted, North High, but Centennial battles back now. Crosby wants to get in the end zone. Throws short, never had a chance. That'll bring up 2nd and 10 with 55 seconds left in this first half. So Centennial was down 3rd and 15, back in their own territory, hoping for something, and they got it now. They're in the neighborhood again.
Yes, they are, and you know, I'm going to tell you, they keep putting Nick Sealich out on that slot position. I'm telling you, Vince, they don't get someone out there to get physical and bang him, he's going to be open again in the middle.
Hey, Kern County, you ready for those answers again to that question I'm going to ask? The answers are Roadrunner, Earthlink, AOL. Roadrunner, Earthlink, AOL. I'll be asking the question at halftime. Crosby drops back with 53 seconds left. Throws on the run. Is it caught? It is. The referee gives the catch to Jason Caprioli. If we get this on Time Warner's replay, we might see that it was a lot closer than that.
Yeah, Crosby's going to roll out here. Has the receiver up on the sideline. Throws on the run. And
wow, what a catch.
Good catch right there.
1st and 10, Crosby with 40 seconds. Crosby trying to break free, cannot. He's brought down at the 14-yard line. It looks like we'll now have a timeout called, and of course, it will be from the offensive side, Centennial. So timeout before the halftime comes upon us. 33 seconds left before halftime. 17-0's the score. Centennial has an opportunity to get in this end zone, and they didn't think they would. So Brian Adams, my halftime guest, is none other than a gentleman we've seen 7 of the 8 weeks. He wasn't here 1 week. We gave him the night off, but he is none other than North High alum, Director of Public Relations for our Young Woolridge Athlete of the Week game. It's Kevin Burton, North High School alumni and very involved and integral part of this high school football program that we put on. He's the Director of Public Relations for Young Woolridge, and he helps us in selecting the Athlete of the Week, and we have some exciting things to talk about with Kevin Burton. He'll be our halftime guest. Brian will not be here at halftime. He's a big-timer. He's heading down to the booth. KERN 1410's halftime guest on radio. That'll be Brian Adams. But Kevin Burton, I'll have him at halftime. But here they come, Centennial. Would love to get in this end zone. It's second down. There's 33 seconds left. They call a timeout before this play, so let's see if they have something special in store. Crosby in the shotgun. Crosby drops straight back. Crosby could run this in. It would never surprise me. Crosby tries to get up to about the 10-yard line. There's a penalty flag on the play. Let's see what happens, because that will have a lot to do with what goes on next. The clock is still moving with the penalty flag. I'm not sure that's supposed to happen.
They're waving it off.
Pardon me, Brian?
They waved it off. The official has it up waving it off.
So Kern County, I don't believe we have a flag. They waved the flag, but now there is a final timeout by Centennial. So with 15 seconds left in the half, Centennial's up by 17, but they're on the 12-yard line of North High School. They'd love to get in for one last score, of course. North High School very much needs to stop these guys from getting in. And that gives me an opportunity one last time, Kern County, for the California Adventure tickets to give them away. You have to call in after I give you the question at halftime. Here's the answer one last time. The answer is Roadrunner, Earthlink, AOL. That's the last time you'll hear the answer. The next time you even hear anything mentioned about California Adventure is when I mention the question. We'll give you the phone number. You've got to call in, and if you're the lucky callers to get in and win this thing, you're going to California Adventureland. Just like that. And just like that, we're back. 15 seconds left in the half. Third down, 11 yards to go for a first down. 12 yards to go to get in the end zone. Here we go. Crosby takes the snap, drops back, throws it outside. Look at this. It's picked off by a North High School player. If he gets all the way back into the end zone, which he will not, that would have been a huge play. And it's already a big play because North High School kept Centennial from getting into the end zone. Brian Adams, big play. Your thoughts?
Well, they went with the out route close to the goal line. Right here, Crosby's going to step in and throw it. But it's a great read by the corners. He's going to come in and pick it off right there. He just reads the route. And, really, that could be a huge play in the outcome of this game.
So a big play by Michael Gross saves what we probably could have expected within the next couple of plays, at least a field goal from Centennial, at least a field goal to make it 20-0, but they hold on, and that could be a shift for Mr. Moe. Last play of this first half, North High School, Cody Stone drops back. Oh, goodness, he almost threw an interception to run that back. Yikes, yikes, yikes. And there's 1 second left on the clock. North High School coaching staff, thanking their lucky stars. Sorry for the bad pun, Kern County, but I had to throw it in there.
Yeah, because Kevin Bradshaw read that play the whole time and knocked it down. If he'd have picked that, he could have rolled in.
Can you imagine? But it's a moot point. It's history. It's in the past. 1 second left, and it looks as if North High School might go down on one knee and just get out of here with Centennial not scoring, and they do. That's it for the first half. You're watching Time Warner's High School Football Game of the Week. Week 8, Game 8. It's 17-0. Centennial leads North High School. When we come back, our special halftime guest, Kevin Burton from the Law Office of Young Woolridge. Please come back and join us. You're watching Game of the Week on Time Warner Cable. Back in a moment.
The media has become a staple in our everyday lives, whether it's a song, an advertisement, or even a news story.
Everywhere you turn, there's a message in one form or another.
Do you realize how much media your child is exposed to every day?
And everything your child sees and witnesses affects them.
It's time to take action and become involved in what messages your child comes in contact with.
Filter out the negativity and let these messages be positive.
It's up to us to shape their future. Let it be a happy one.
Some things can't be built in a day. Things like honesty, dedication, good hard work, and integrity. Since 1939, the law offices of Young Woolridge has had one of the strongest personal injury teams in the entire Central Valley. Today, that team is stronger than ever before. Through the years, our attorneys have won some of the highest dollar personal injury verdicts in Kern County. Put our experience to work for you. The law offices of Young Woolridge. Integrity you can trust.
County, welcome back. It's a pleasure to have you here at halftime. The score, right behind my shoulder, 17-0, Centennial leading North High School. Hey, Kern County, look who my halftime guest is. We see him every week at the end of the game for the Young Woolridge presentation. It's Kevin Burton, Director of Public Relations for Young Woolridge. Kevin, pleasure to have you here. Thanks for coming, buddy.
Hey, thanks, Vance. Great to see you.
I know I always have you here at the end of the game, but you came a little earlier tonight. But you know the way to this school, don't you?
I know this school very well. I am 89 grad. I'm an alumni here at North High, and very excited to be here. And I was hoping that it would be a whole different score at halftime, but unfortunately it's not.
Well, that's Centennial for you, and you never know. Maybe the momentum will shift coming into the second half. Kevin, being a part of the Young Woolridge Athlete of the Week, High School Football Player of the Week, that puts you in contact with the community. You've been telling me that you hear a lot of good reports about the telecast, and we're certainly not fishing for compliments, but I bring this up because you are involved in the community. You are out with the people. Tell us about Young Woolridge's involvement with this program, with this telecast, and why it was a shoo-in to have this done.
Well, you know, the firm's been around since 1939, and the partners at the firm are very excited. They have for a number of years helped to participate in the high school series, whatever it would be, either it be in education or the athletic area, and then also in the college area here in Kern County. But it's been a great privilege to be part of such a great organization and to be part of the Time Warner Athlete of the Week. I get a lot of people in the community that come up to me and say, hey, I saw you on TV. I think the game was awesome. I wish it would have went the other way, but I get a lot of good feedback, not just per se of Young Woolridge being on top, but how Time Warner sets up the production process of the football game every week. I've had a few people say, you know, why are you going to, pick this game next Friday? Why don't you go to a different game? And I said, well, it's already a pick series for the season. But I've had people from, several different companies. I'm walking in restaurants, or I'm going to lunch with somebody. I've had so many good feedback on just the production itself, and for Young Woolridge to be part of such a wonderful group, and I have a great time, and I'm happy to be out here every Friday.
Well, that brings up the next point. Young Woolridge, Athlete of the Week. As you know, we choose it. We give out a plaque. We give out a T-shirt every week. Well, we're going to take it a step further. At the end of the season, we're going to be having a Young Woolridge Player of the Year, or shall we say the Young Woolridge Performance of the Year. Of all of the athletes that we choose every single week, at the end of the season, you're going to be able to go onto our website, TimeWarnerBakersfield.com, and vote for your Young Woolridge Performance of the season, and we'll have a special plaque and a nice t-shirt to give out on behalf of Young Woolridge. It gets bigger. It gets better every week, doesn't it? The Young Woolridge Player of the Week.
It's great.
You can only have one of those shirts if you win the deal.
Exactly. And I tell you what, coming out here and watching the talent nowadays compared to what it was when I was in high school back in the 80s, there is so much talent nowadays, and it's so competitive versus what it was when I was in school. I mean, they practice all year round now for football, and I mean, there's some sophomores that are playing varsity, running backs, the quarterbacks. It's amazing, and there's some awesome talent on the teams.
Final thought here, North High School grad. There's some great names that come out of North High School. To mention a few, because I'll forget a ton of them, you know, along with the coaches, Coach Silvers, Gary Saddam coached here in basketball. He was my high school coach at Arvin High. I happened to coach with him for a while here at North High. Turk, great football coach. You've got Coach Silvers in baseball. You've got Coach Kessler out there, Coach Mr. and Mrs. Kessler, both coaching. The heritage at North High School in athletics runs deep, doesn't it?
Oh, it runs deep. There was, matter of fact, coming out here tonight, I saw Coach Lemon, I saw Coach Silver. I saw some of the schoolmates I went to school with that played football here, and I think it's a wonderful. I'm hoping that it might change the second half on the score, but I'm pleased to be here, and thanks a lot.
Kern County, this is Kevin Burton. I never had a halftime guest that I was going to see later on, but we will see Kevin Burton on the field for the presentation of the Young Woolridge Award for Athlete of the Week. Kevin, thanks for being here. It's always a pleasure, and we look forward to the Young Woolridge Performance of the Year at the end of the season. The score, 17-0, Centennial Golden Hawks leading the home squad here at North High School. Back in a moment with the third quarter. Once again, you're watching Time Warner's High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you by Real Rock 104.3, 1410 KERN News Talk, Jesus Shack, and of course, Young Woolridge. Back in a moment.
If you've been to a video rental store lately, you know that DVDs are replacing videotape faster than CDs replaced albums. And now, Time Warner Productions can transfer your own home videos to DVD. Up to 1 hour is $29.95, and up to 2 hours is $39.95. Videotapes can get brittle, sag, fade, or even break. By transferring your videotape to DVD, you are preserving your precious memories. Give us a call at 322-1941 for more information, or simply drop off your tapes in the Time Warner Cable Building.
KERN News Talk 1410, Bakersfield's hometown news and talk leader. The station you can trust first for breaking news and the most complete local coverage. We are KERN News Talk 1410, bringing you the pulse of the world, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Make an appointment with KERN News Talk 1410, Bakersfield's hometown news and talk leader.
The law offices of Young Woolridge, Kern Radio 1410, Real Rock 104, and Jesus Shack present the High School Football Game of the Week, exclusively on Time Warner Cable.
Stay tuned, more football action coming up.
Hey, Kern County, we're back just at the end of halftime, and I'm sure all of you faithful viewers were wondering, hey, Vance, what about the question? Because I know the answer. I would never forget you. First of all, last week's winners on Friday night, the winner was Paul Pineda. On Saturday, it was Stephanie Hernandez. All they had to do was get the question right to the answer I gave them last week, and they won. I'm about to give you the question. Here it is, Kern County. Get ready and call the number once I give it to you. What are the 3 high-speed internet service providers offered to you, our Time Warner Cable customer? Once again, what are the 3 high-speed internet service providers offered to you, our Time Warner Cable customer? Go ahead, call the number. California Adventure Ticket Giveaway. You're going to win some tickets. 395-3343. Call in. You've heard the question, and once again, that question is, What are the 3 high-speed internet service providers offered to you, our Time Warner cable customer? If you know the answer, call in right now, 395-3343, or view next week's game, and you'll find out if you won or not. Winners can pick up their tickets anytime, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 at the Time Warner Business Lobby, 3701 North Select Avenue. And don't forget about our website, TimeWarnerBakersfield.com. You can go in there and see who the Young Woolridge Player of the Week was. You can click on the video and get a live video stream of him playing football. Well, not live, but see him playing. And then I'll do a recap, and you can kind of read about the game if you didn't get to see it. So there's our website. We're full of goodies. Hope you enjoy our telecast. Brian Adams, he's back from doing his radio interview with KERN 1410, one of our sponsors. Brian, how'd it go?
Oh, it went great. You know, just talking about high school football, not much better you can talk about.
Well, we're about to start this second half. North High School will have to kick off the ball to Centennial. You think they'd sure love to have the ball given to them, but no dice. They've got to kick it off. And they're down 17 points. Let's see if they can regroup, get fired up, stop Centennial on this first drive, and get the ball back, make things happen. Here we go, beginning of the second half. Ball's going to be taken out there by number 30, Robin Johnson. Robin Johnson cuts back. A very, very big block out there by number 33, Alan Williams. Alan Williams pretty much laid him out, and Chris Houston went to check on that player that got hit, and that was number 44. Look out, Kern County.
That's
Bam.
how you get them right there. You get your body in front of them, you just run through them.
Stephen Miser took a shot from Alan Williams, but Miser's up. He's right there on the line of scrimmage, ready to get it going, and a penalty right away. Illegal blocking on the Golden Hawks, and wow, this is what North High certainly wanted.
Yeah, 15-yard penalty, moving the ball back and inside the 20, and now you just want your defense to come out and try to go on those 3 and outs and get good field position for your offense.
So here we go. First and 10, Centennial has the ball on their own 19-yard line. Crosby 8 for 10, 158 yards and 1 TD, 1 interception in the first half. That interception at the end of the first half. And now we've got illegal motion. Jeff Baker getting a little eager here.
If you're North High, you couldn't ask for a better start to the kickoff. 15 yards back. Legal procedure, another 5 yards back, and you got them in the hole.
Kern County viewers, you know that I like the phrase "just like that." I use it a lot, just like that. And some habits you can't break, just like that. It's first and 15 on their own 15-yard line. Centennial in a hole early in the second half. Handoff to Baker, nothing. So Brian, first half, Centennial gets 17. They were knocking on the door for 24, at least 20. Obviously a team with this type of confidence, 26-0 in league play. They're looking to do some more damage right now.
Yeah, you know, and I think North's defense, you got to give them a lot of credit to just be down 17-0 because they held to a field goal, thwarted another touchdown. So we're talking about another 11 points, man. So I mean, that's a great job of that defense.
Second and 15, Crosby drops back. Crosby looking right, penalty flag on the play. A nice pass out there to Eric Menes. Menes makes a nice move and gets away, but with the flag in the backfield, holding, and it is. Goodness gracious, Brian. The curse of the timeout speech at North High.
Yeah, because I mean, they're going back the other way. We saw North High go back right before the half, and now we're watching Centennial go back.
Something about those visiting lockers at North High. I remember playing basketball up here when I was at Arvin, and I would come up here, we'd be up at half, and every school has its haunt, you know?
Yeah, and they, I don't know for you guys, but I remember playing basketball there, and that locker room always seemed to be freezing cold.
Oh, yeah. They knew how to do it, man. They knew how to do it. Middle of January. They're smart. Hospitable but wise. Second and 20 for the Golden Hawks. They keep going backwards, and that's really not expected of this offense. Crosby on the goal line, scrambles, tries to get out of trouble. Looks like he's making his own room. A couple big hits up there, namely Ryan Steele puts a nice shoulder at the end, but you know, once again we see the talent of Crosby. Sure, they're in trouble, but he's getting them out by himself.
Yeah, you know, not only does he bail him out, but now he puts him in third and about 12. So, I mean, he gives him a chance now to have success at that third down conversion. You see right there is his ability to run and make things happen, and just can't quite get down before the lick comes in.
Well, that brings up 3rd and 16 or 15 is what the scoreboard says. It looks just about that. Caprioli, Slich, split left. That's where Crosby's looking. Crosby wants to get out of trouble. He scrambles, he eludes. He's got some speed, Kern County. He looks like to use it. He could get outside, and if he does, it could be trouble. Oh, touchdown saving tackle by Jason Morris. Morris drug him down, but it's no surprise to any of our faithful viewers that Crosby got himself out of trouble there and picked up a bundle. First down.
Right here, he's going back. Nothing's open. He just scrambles, and he's just being a football player here. He's just going on instinct. Referee does a good job of blocking for him. And right now, he's hard tackle, one-on-one open field, and that looks like shades of BHS on the game-winning drive to go up 14-7.
1st and 10, just like that. That big offensive line for Centennial behind Matt Reese. Crosby takes the handoff, keeps it, pitches it out to Houston. Good defense by North High School. They contain Houston, thrown for a loss. So Chris Houston not having his usual prolific evening on the ground. That, of course, that play the result of great defense on North.
Yeah, right there, this is running the option play here. Fake to the fullback coming out. And Houston might come back and tell him, hey, Jeff, hey, you're messing my stats up, buddy. Pitching to the ball in the backfield with guys right there waiting for me.
That brings up 2nd and 10. Crosby takes a handoff, throws over to the big fella, David Payne. David Payne gets loose, but picks up maybe 2 or 3 yards, and a late penalty flag comes out, Brian.
He's going against Centennial.
Goodness. Another penalty on the Golden Hawks. So is this 4 now in this series?
That would be it.
4 penalties, very uncharacteristic for this incredibly well-coached team under the direction of Brian Nixon. Here's a flare-out pass to David Payne. He makes a shifty little move to pick up a couple yards, but none of it mattered. Hey, Kern County, I've been talking about the hospitality of North High School. And you want to talk about hospitality when the athletic director makes it a point to make sure that the Time Warner Crew telecast fellas have a meal up here. Hats off to athletic director Doug Thompson. Hey, Mr. Thompson, appreciate it. We've been talking all night about your great hospitality here. And, of course, he knows Brian Adams. 2nd and 23, Crosby all on his own. He might keep it. He does. He's got a blanket to run under out there, and Crosby gets open, gets free, and he's still going. Can you believe it? It was 2nd and 23, and he gets 21, Brian.
Well, I'll tell you, they've been huge on these long downs and distances. And whether it's with his legs or his arms, Crosby's killing you right there. Just the design play right here. He's running the whole time. He's never had any inclination to throw the ball. Good blocking. And he's running through those Chris Houston lanes now.
Wow.
Telling Chris, I can do that too.
Well, it's 3rd and 1. Centennial. Hard counts. Crosby gets him to jump. And you know what I'm going to say, Brian? Just like that, it's 1st and 10. It was 2nd and 23 a minute ago.
And you said he's the master at it. And, you know, we've been fortunate to see him play 3 times. And he's at least gotten a team to do it once a game.
That's the hard count we're talking about. He gets them to jump off sides. And for you young kids that aren't familiar with the terminology of what a hard count is, basically, Brian, tell these young viewers out there, these 9 and 10-year-olds, what a hard count is.
A hard count is when the quarterback's going to change his cadence tone. He's going to go, and really try to get the defense to go off that inclination in his voice.
You young quarterbacks out there, pick it up. Crosby hands the ball out the middle to Baker. Fumble! Looks as if the referee right on the spot is already pointing that it is still Centennial ball, but whew.
Yeah, and you know, defensively, North has just been unlucky. 2 times the ball's been on the ground, and it's just been a fortunate bounce to bounce right back to Centennial. So hand off the dive. Ball slipped out already. And there we go.
Second and 10. Crosby throws it out to the left. Houston was the intended receiver. Stretched him out too far. No pickup. Third and 10. Kern County, you're watching Time Warner's high school football game of the week. There's our pregame host, our guest, Kevin Porter. What a great kid. The word is Harvard's looking at him. Can you imagine? Harvard, the Ivy League, as high as it gets. Talented athlete, incredibly well-mannered and forward-thinking. Kern County, 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 tonight for North High School. Might have to give an extra star. Big trouble for Crosby. He's under pressure. He gets thrown for a loss, got rid of it, but North High School defense is keeping their ball club close and tight, Brian.
Yeah, Michael Diaz did a good job right there getting pressure and forcing Jeff to pull up and throw early before he wanted to. And now the offense gets another chance to put some points on the board and claw their way back in this game.
Here comes a punt. Low snap, bobbled and handled, and it's high, and it's a boomer. Goodness gracious, what a punt. And it rolls back and into the end zone. That was a big-time punt by Jason Lavorne. He was rushed, almost didn't get it off, and then booms it out of the end zone. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line for North High School. There's young Chris Houston, along with some of his other teammates. Jason Caprioli over there grabbing some water. They're probably thinking, gosh, dog it, we're up 17. We could be 24, and if we wouldn't have all these penalties, we'd be able to get some more points on the board. 1st and 10. Here comes that quick set from North High offense. Cody Stone, the quarterback. Stone rolls to his right. Has a man open, throws it. Ooh, fantastic play by Matt Vance. Goodness. Scott Allison was open for about 2.5 seconds, and then that 2.5 second window was closed instantly by Matt Vance. What a great play.
Yeah, we'll see right here. Cody has a man open, throws it. You'll see Matt Vance just streak into the play right there, and that's what you want your safety to do. Come downhill and knock it out.
Come downhill. 2nd and 10 for North High School. 6 minutes left in the third quarter. North High School held scoreless at this point. Handoff goes to Anthony Reed. Anthony Reed battles his way up to about the 28-yard line. Gain of about 7, should be 3rd and 3.
Right here, Anthony Reed's coming out of the backfield, coming around, does a good job of getting north and south, following his blockers, and picks up a good yardage right there, 7-yard run.
It is 3rd and 2. Head coach Mike Snow hoping this play puts him over the first marker and just helps him march down the field, even if it takes up some time right now. They want to get this first down. Looks like they may have it, Brian.
No, I think Vance was right on that. He's telling you no. I don't even think it's close.
Wow. That was Jeremy Gaona that handled the rock on that one. 4th and 1, Brian. 4th and 1. North High School on their own 29-yard line. I do not see punt formation by North High School.
No, and Seelitz came in on defense at defensive end, so.
Selich is at defensive end. Here comes North. They better get outside the yard marker. They do not. Kern County Centennial defense met them at the line of scrimmage, pumped them back, and I don't believe they got the first down. And here I am. Here I am saying all of this, and the ref just says, hey, Vance, you don't know what you're talking about. First down.
Yeah, you know, that's an interesting spot, but we'll see what we come up with. And right here.
Scary call.
Yeah, you know, definitely hit before the first down marker, but just pushes through and.
Didn't get a look at it from that standpoint as far as the yardage marker. Well, I'll tell you what. North High. Oh, goodness. Handoff to LaRue thrower. He was patient, he was waiting, and while he was waiting, he got ransacked. That brings up 2nd and 10. As we can see, throwers trying to wait for something to open up, but while he's waiting, here comes number big 43, Mitch Horak. Tracks him down from the back. That brings up 2nd and 9. Ball goes up the middle to Gaona. Maybe 1 yard, 2 yards. What do you think here, Coach Adams?
Well, they're going to figure out a way to get those big runs like they did when they got the 500-yard game and the 300-yard game. And I understand that's against Centennial, but they have to get some way to bust. But I would like to see them come back to that little play where they run the ball to the tight end and that Vance knocked down, because that was open for a minute, and you only need about 5-6 yards for that first down.
Kevin Eubanks, the writer for the Californian, has North High School ranked number 5 in the county. Another play up the middle. Once again, gets nothing, so that's not the answer. Centennial ranked number 2 by Eubanks. West ranked number 4, and as we said, North ranked number 5. So here's a number 5 ranked team against a number 2 ranked team being held scoreless late into the third quarter, Brian.
Well, that number 2 ranked team is arguably the best team in the city. So, they have a strong point for number 1 if you really wanted to push it.
Houston's back deep for the punt. Fair catch. Nice punt. Centennial take over on their own 27-yard line. 17-0's the score. 2 minutes, 45 seconds left in this third quarter. We're at North High. You're watching Time Warner's High School Game of the Week. This is Vance Palm alongside Brian Adams. Special thank you to the faculty and staff and coaching staff at North High School for a very gracious welcome. Time Warner crew came in and set up like it was their own backyard. Treated us to wonderful barbecue, and they got a 4-star rating, and I might have to bump them up to a 5 because they brought it all the way up to the booth for us, Brian. 1st and 10, Golden Hawks. Crosby in the shotgun, surrounded by Baker and Houston. Crosby, looks like it's a draw. It is. It's a screenplay, sorry. Houston's got room. Houston trying to get outside, and don't tell me another penalty. Will it be on Centennial? It's holding, and it is. Very, very uncharacteristic of the Centennial team that we've seen now the 3rd time on Time Warner.
Yeah, this is. Well, I think some of these holdings are being called because of the aggressiveness of the North High defense, their ability to be really quick and get around the big linemen. It puts them in a position where they can get out of position. Sometimes it may not always be a hold, but it looks like a hold because of your positioning.
Well, marching it back again. The Centennial crowd, always a big crowd on the road. They fill up those visiting stands, and they're watching their Golden Hawks on pace to win their 27th straight game in league play without a loss.
Man, I think that's part of it, too, is that support you get from the fans. I mean, that's also your 12th man comes with you.
1st and 20. Crosby in trouble, gets hit hard. And hey, Kern County, that's Chris Hyatt coming up with the hit of the night, because now Centennial is going to be pushed back close to the goal line, and this North High crowd let out a big, loud, yeah, that's what they want to see.
Yeah, Chris Hyatt right there just comes right off the end. Houston misses him, but he doesn't miss Crosby as he takes him down and very close to the 5-yard line if it's not on the 5.
There's that North High front line of defense. And you can make a case for these guys tonight really holding their own.
Oh, yeah,
We'll get to that in a moment. 2nd and 25. Ball goes up the middle to Houston. He's tripped up. Houston gets maybe a yard. Brian, your thoughts on the defensive squad for North High tonight?
Well, I think you got to get this defensive squad a tremendous pat on the back, because they've been defending in their own area all night long, and they only get up 17 points. But also, you're talking about, what was Chris, the 4th leading rusher in the area? I mean, and they're making him, keep him under almost 50 yards, I would say, in the first half.
Brian, very true. The mindset for Centennial has been one of snap it and let's go 20 yards. Snap it and let's go 15 yards. Snap it and let's go 20 yards. That hasn't been the case tonight. 3rd and 25. Crosby has Baker back there with him. Crosby drops back. Could be a keeper. We've seen this before. He's got to get outside. Got to make a play. Crosby gets back up to about the 23-yard line, and on any other given play, that's a great play. But they're still 12, 13 yards short of a first down, so they'll punt it away. North High School, by that defensive stance, could have given their offense the ball. We'll see, in a very good spot.
Well, I think it was still a great play by Crosby because he gave his team room to punt the ball.
True. could be the last play. And I don't even think they'll get the play off. I think they may let the clock just tick away. That's what's going to happen. We're going to go into our fourth quarter with Centennial punting the ball. Time Warner Cable come back. It's 17-0. Centennial leading the North High School Stars. And when we come back, it'll be the final quarter of this exciting league ball game. This is Vance Palm alongside Brian Adams. Don't forget, after this ball game, we still need to announce the Young Woolwich player of the game. Back in a moment for Time Warner.
Some things can't be built in a day. Things like honesty, dedication, good hard work, and integrity. Since 1939, the law offices of Young Woolwich has had one of the strongest personal injury teams in the entire Central Valley. Today, that team is stronger than ever before. Through the years, our attorneys have won some of the highest dollar personal injury verdicts in Kern County. Put our experience to work for you. The law offices of Young Woolwich. Integrity you can trust.
KERN News Talk 1410, Bakersfield's hometown news and talk leader. The station you can trust first for breaking news and the most complete local coverage. We are KERN News Talk 1410, bringing you the pulse of the world, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Make an appointment with KERN News Talk 1410, Bakersfield's hometown news and talk leader.
County, we're back. It's week 8, game 8, fourth quarter. Centennial on the road at North High School. They're up 17-0. First play of the fourth quarter is a punt from Centennial High. North High School waiting back on their 40-yard line, hoping to get some good field position. It's a high, booming spiral. It'll be a fair catch, and it's caught by Ryan Steele at the 48-yard line. Couple good first and tenors here, Brian, and next thing you know, they're knocking on the door.
Yeah, they'll be in the neighborhood, and they'll be back in business, actually. You know, and there's still enough time with 11:51 in the fourth quarter to get 17 points, because you can push it down, some big running plays, get in quick, and still have a chance to be in to win the game.
So first and 10, North High. Cody Stone drops back, surveys it, looks at it. Oh, goodness, almost picked off by two players from Centennial, the closest being Justin Crane. Yikes.
And that's one of the guys I really enjoy watching. I mean, he plays with so much emotion, and he's such a lively player. He goes all over the field. You'll see him in the backfield. You'll see him on punt coverage, punt team, punt return. And then he's running back, knocking down balls, and almost intercepting one.
Did he block that kick against Stockdale a few weeks ago?
Yeah, he was the one.
Stockdale marching down the field, getting close, and it was that young man, Justin Crane, that I think turned the game around for good. Second and 10. In motion, Anthony Reed. Stone throws it around the corner. Oh, what a catch. Oh, he didn't catch it. That would have been catch of the year.
Yeah, that was right there by Steele. Just a heck of an effort.
But he got ganged up on quickly.
I mean, to go up in the air like this in traffic and almost come down with it, that's just a heck of an effort. There's a lot of receivers in high school, college, and pro that won't go up and do that or make that try.
3 or 4 helmets waiting for you.
Very courageous.
Third and 10. Stone rolls left, looks back right. Screen play. The ball goes out to Anthony Reed.
There's my guy, Vance. There's my guy.
And the Golden Hawks broke through the screen.
I'm telling you, that's my guy. That's Crane out there slowing everything up.
So our pregame guest was Kevin Porter, the linebacker that's not on the playing squad anymore. And he told us about his defense that steps up, and here's your guy.
Right here, you'll see Crane come out, stay in his position. He thwarts it right there, almost pulls him down one hand. Look at him stay in it and get on her leg and say, hey, I want part of that tackle too.
North High School punts. Look at this. It looked as if Anthony Reed, a running back in the position of blocking, thrusted his hands quickly to almost try to get Centennial to jump off sides. Didn't work. Referee caught him instead. So he faked the snap call, right, Brian?
Yeah, he did. And They move it back 5, and they're going to get 5 more yards to the Golden Hawks if they can field the ball where Chris Houston's standing, if not more.
Houston's deep. Houston's about 80 yards from the punter, but that's possibly because Shamblin has been knocking about. But not this one. This one gets punted. It is punted and recovered by Centennial. First down, Golden Hawks on the North High School 22-yard line. So just as I'm about to say that Michael Shamblin's been pumping them out of here, it gets blocked. And that's it. I'm surprised it didn't happen earlier, Brian.
That's what you call a jailhouse break right there. There's nobody blocking. He just busts through untouched, and that's just an easy block right there.
I don't want to get the number wrong, but it looked as if it was number 28, Charles Sparks, that came in there, or number 58, Chris Roth. I'm sorry I didn't get the number on the play. Regardless, it's a huge play for the team of Centennial. And just like that, here comes Centennial. Screenplay out to Houston. Houston's got a ton of room. Can he get through? Houston tries to break a couple tackles. He doesn't and gets up to about the 8-yard line, 9-yard line. So, wow, 14-yard play right off the bat.
But I like this. I like how they said, you know what, you're taking away our running game with Houston. He's our most explosive player with the ball. Let's get it to him in space on a screenplay. They came back to this play. There was a holding call that brought it back the first time, and here it is inside the 10-yard line. And as you say, Vance, walk down the street, and they're banging on the door.
First and goal from the 9-yard line. Crosby behind center. Will it be Houston? It is. Houston into that big line, that big wall. Gets up to about the 5-yard line. It'll be second and goal from about the 5. Let's talk about that coaching staff for Centennial. Head coach Brian Nixon, assistants Randy Roberts, Dave Rice, Ryan Rentz, Rick Tucker, and Rick Parrott. Is certainly done a great job again this year. We have a timeout on the field, and the big fella for North High, Nicholas Edwards, a senior, 5'10", 210, hobbling off. Our pregame, we had Brett Carter, an orthotist for Townsend Design. Tell us about the knee, and this might be another one here. Hope not. There's that Centennial staff, Coach Nixon. What a great job he's done. Kevin Eubanks from the California deemed him a genius early on in the season. Lofty words, and he's certainly a hard-working genius. So after this injury timeout, it's going to be Centennial ball, second and goal from the 4-yard line. Not only are they knocking on the door, they've got one of those big, huge metal knockers that is coming down hard, because I think they'll get in this play or the next. Crosby, again, hands the ball off to Houston. Houston, with those quick legs, runs into another big wall north. He won't get in this time, so that'll bring up a third and goal from about the 3-yard line. So once again, this North High front line trying to keep this thing together.
Yeah, and, you know, you're up 17-0. You're knocking the door. You know, in my opinion, this is going to be a 4-down territory. I mean, if you don't get this close, you don't get on this one, you go again. Because your defense all year long, the only team that's given up more than 14 points against was against Edison. Edison got 42. Everybody else is 14. Is the best they've given up all year long.
Brian Adams says 4th down area, meaning no field goal attempt here. It's either this one or the next one. Crosby hands the ball to Houston, and doggone it, this time he gets in. He keep knocking, and that door gets open. Centennial scores with a handoff to Houston. Houston gets it in, and all of a sudden 23-0. And this North High School crowd at home awfully quiet.
Well, man, you know, 23-0, 8 minutes left, and you know you really don't have a big play offense. I think that right there could have been the nail for this game right here for North. But a lot of things can happen. You know, you get a big return or something happens for you, you get a break, but they just tonight have not gotten the breaks. When the ball's caught on the ground, they weren't able to recover it. And Centennial right there, blast on the left side with
Houston pops in again.
You know, they just haven't got breaks, and that's part of what sports is about, is getting those breaks, that ball bouncing up to you, you know.
Houston continuing to add to his prolific numbers. We've documented it many times. It's worth mentioning again. He started his first 2 games as a receiver. Nixon moved him into the tailback position, and 5 games later, he's the 4th leading rusher in the county, and he just got his 11th touchdown, so that puts him up in the upper echelon of scoring also. Wow, Chris Houston and the Centennial Golden Hawks continue to impress all of our Time Warner viewers. 8.5 left in this ball game. Who could the young Woolridge player of the game be? We haven't had an absolute breakout performance tonight. There'll be some heavy thoughts going on between Brian, myself, and Mr. Kevin Burton. North High School receiving for, I believe, the 5th time tonight. As the kick, it's up, and it'll be taken by Ryan Steele. Ryan Steele has the wedge. Can Ryan Steele get through the wedge? Ryan Steele does get through the wedge. Makes one big move, and Ryan Steele's off. Can he outrun him? Uh-oh. There's only one guy that's going to catch him. It'll be Robin Johnson. Robin Johnson puts on the speed and catches Ryan Steele. So Ryan Steele finally gets that wedge protection that my man Brian Adams was talking about. The gapping was right, the spacing was correct, and all they needed was one hole. He got it. Ryan Steele on a 70-yard burst down the line, Brian.
And man, and right here you're going to see it. This time we can see the wedge in our picture where before we have it. They pick up the block, the defenders coming down. Good move on the kicker. And right now he wants to take off, and
Robin Johnson
shows good speed and takes a good angle and saves a touchdown.
So the Stars want to get in the end zone, and they do on the first play. Touchdown, North High School Stars. Scott Allison brings it in, and Brian.
We said they needed something to happen real quick, a kickoff return or something to go their way. They got it. They put up a touchdown right here. Kick an extra point. Now your defense has to go 3 and out. Hit the ball back again.
Well, all of you coaches out there watching this, whether it be at the junior level with young kids or at the high school level, you heard Brian Adams state early in the game that wedge on the receiving special teams for North High School may be too big of a gap there and allowing Centennial to come through the sides. The coaches made the quick adjustment, and obviously it pays off. North High going for 2. The quarterback on this play was Chase Chapman. They get the 2-point conversion by throwing out on the wing to the man that scored the touchdown, Scott Allison. So a quick change of a quarterback with a 2-point conversion, and it's 24-8. Stars down 16 with 8 minutes left.
You know, now you're the coach. I mean, what's your dilemma? Do you kick an onside kick, give them the ball that close, or do you kick it off and try to play defense?
I'd say with 8 minutes left. Here's our 2-point conversion.
That's just a flare out there into the flats, and good throw on the money. Easy pitch and catch, 2 points.
So Chase Chapman comes in at QB for the 2-point conversion and doesn't miss a hitch. Throws a nice pass out there to Allison. Brian, let's get back to your query of what to do here. Well, first let's look at this long kick return.
I mean, it's just a blocker for every defender. Great play right there, and Johnson just shows some speed. As you see him just blazing down there on the angle. And still looks like he's getting a little tired and just couldn't quite get it home. But he did enough damage to set his team up.
You were asking about onside or kick it deep. It looks as if Centennial is expecting the onside. They're up tight. 8 minutes, 13 seconds left in the ball game. Centennial's up by 16. Here comes the onside. Could get through, and it does. North High School falls on the football. North High ball. It happened right in front of my eyes, and it is absolutely North High School football. The stands are rocking and shaking now, Brian.
And that wasn't, I don't know what took the official so long, but that wasn't even a question right there. That ball was coming up early. You called it. And they used a good formation. You line up all your guys to the right. You kick back to the left. There's only 2 defenders over there.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, unfortunately, a player missing for Centennial. And right there.
Well, normally the sure-handed Jason Caprioli, receiver, let that one slip through. North High School in Centennial territory. 1st and 10. Cody Stone's got his. No, it's not Stone behind the center. Look at this, Kern County. We've got a mix-up. Chase Chapman, who threw the 2-point conversion, is behind center now. He gets a quick pass out there to Ryan Steele, and here comes North High.
Yeah, and Ben Davis ran right by the ball. I thought he had an interception for a second, and that's, Steele's catching the ball.
Chase Chapman, 6 foot, 175-pound junior, lets one fly again. This one's out to Allison, so basically the guy's 3 for 3 already.
And that must be the change. He must be the throwing quarterback.
Right.
As you see, there's a little more zip on his ball. Right here, the same play they scored the 2-point conversion on. They roll out, throw into the flats, pick up a first down.
The offense that we'd heard so much about and Kevin Eubanks has written so much about for North High School, starting to show some signs of life here. But as I say it, we've got a flag on the play, and doggone it, it's against North High School. Well, that may just only postpone the excitement from this crowd. Puts a little bit of a hush on it for just a moment. But that makes it 1st and 15. Plays coming in with Ryan Steele. He verbally gives it to Chase Chapman. I think the refs want to do something with the clock. Hey, Kern County, don't forget about next week's game. How can you? The Patriots of Liberty, ranked number 1 in Kevin Eubanks' poll last week. Now they're number 3. Centennial's moved up to number 2. Garces, the big number 1 in the whole county. Liberty ranked number 7 in the Yosemite Division. They'll be going up to the east side to take on Jim Maple's squad and that talented running back of Matthews. I'm excited to see that, Brian. I want to see some serious juking out there. That ought to be a killer game between that defense and Jim Maple's offense.
Yeah, I mean, and that's going to be the question, because that defense for Liberty is one of the best defenses we've seen. And if they give up a lot of yards to East, then Austin have to really put some points up to battle back on East.
We got a stoppage of play. There seems to be an electrical problem with the clock. It's not behaving as our referees would like. Matter of fact, we have a referee that came up to the booth, and now he's running back out onto the field. You don't see that every day in high school football, or any football for that matter. The ref coming all the way up. So here's a look at our North High sidelines, and I think we're going to be back in motion here. Here comes our referee. They've fixed what they've had to fix. So let's readdress this. It's 1st down and 15. North High School just got called for a penalty, so it'll be 1st and 15. They're down 16 points. Centennial leads 24-8. There's your North High School clock scoreboard. Clock is up and going. Here comes North. The crowd's up. Stone drops back. Tries to get rid of it. Oh, goodness. That can't be. Oh, wow.
Yep.
Now, Brian, possibly there's some people at home that are saying, wait a second, that was an uncatchable ball. It was behind the receiver. It was never going to get to him. Your thoughts on this penalty against Centennial? Obviously, defensive penalty.
This is a situation where the defensive player is actually doing what he's supposed to do. He's closing in. It's just a situation where the ball is kind of hung up behind him, and the receiver is going to say, I had a chance to stop and turn around and come back and get it, but I was bumped off for contact.
Or you could say that Mr. Moe is on North High side, and things happen.
That, and if you're a defensive player at home, I mean, that's just an unfortunate play for you. He played it right. Unfortunately, the ball was thrown inside of the receiver. Receiver tried to turn back, a little contact, and referee's going to have to call that. That's right in his face.
Kern County, I know you see a lot of coats and sweaters and jackets on. It's a cool autumn night tonight. Handoff goes to number 21, Anthony Reed. Anthony Reed wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. Clock is running. 7 minutes left in this ball game. Brian, with North High School running the ball right now, that clock keeps ticking, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think to a point now they're going to have to use their passing game. Obviously they have something going with Chase Chapman, and I would just try to let him throw it in and get you back one more time and see if you can get 8 more points on the board.
2nd and 10. Chapman rolls left, throws across the body, rifles it way too far. Does not hook up with Scott Allison, and that brings up huge 3rd down.
Well, you got 2 chances to get a 1st down here. You know they're not going to kick a field goal because you don't have enough time to kick a field goal and come back and score. So you got one theory is to throw the ball past the 10-yard line, 10 yards down the field and get the 1st down. Or the second is to throw it short, see if they can pick it up, and you still got 4th and a short pass play to pick up the 1st.
There's the athletic director, Doug Thompson. He walked all the way up here to give us our food. That is big-time service. Thank you, sir. 3rd and 10. Here's a big-time play. Ball goes up to the middle. Great play, great handoff. Jeremy Gaona picks up the biggest 1st down of the night for North High School. Great play action. Not play action, but...
Yeah, that's just a draw play. And the reason why you're able to run it is because you're going to take the aggressiveness of Centennial and work it against them. But also, you know you got 2 downs, 3rd and 4th down to pick up a 1st down. Great call. He only gets his biggest run of the night, well, second biggest run of the night. He got a big 10-yarder earlier.
Well executed. Here comes North. He's back. It looks like it could be a touchdown, and it is. Look at this. Hey, Kern County, Chase Chapman drops back and rifles a touchdown pass into his big fella, number 81, Seth Baker. Seth Baker hauls it in. Here comes North High, Brian.
Now that they have to go, they got to get 2 again because they're down 24, so they got to go 8, 8, and 8. So right here, this is a big-time conversion for them.
6 minutes, 17 seconds left in the ball game. North High has just scored again to make the score 14-24. They trail by 10. They're going to go for 2 right here to see if they can get down by 8. Split wide right is Michael Gross. He's already out there. The running quarterback is not in. It's Chapman. Uh-oh. Goodness.
Oh, yeah, they call
a penalty flag on the play.
Halfway.
It's going to be half the distance of the goal line, so now a 2-point conversion is only inches away. We may see a change in quarterback, or you never know.
I stay with my guy because you got the pass threat. But right there, play action. We really couldn't see it, but the tight end was bumped the whole time. His route coming out, easy call, and what a great target for you to have. And Seth Baker, 6'7", 215 at that point in the field.
Well, you never thought the storyline for this game would be turnover after turnover after turnover against Centennial, and especially in the second half at crucial times. Never would have factored that in. Here's a very important 2-point conversion for North High. They need to get it in. The handoff goes. Oh, goodness, he gets in easily. Anthony Reed cruises through, and now the score, North High School 16, Centennial 24. It's an 8-point ball game now. Coach Adams, should there, could there, would there be an onside kick now with over 6 minutes left?
Well, his defense is playing good. You think they would just kick it down there, pin them down there. You got 3 timeouts to stop the clock anyway. Get the ball back and take one more chance. But if you kick the onside kick and you don't get it, you give Centennial excellent field position to drive down and put 3 on the board and conceivably end the game. Yeah, and right there, that's just Baker coming from his tight end spot, popping through, and that big target, hard to tackle a man that size once he's moving downfield, momentum is going.
Baker, 6'7", 215-pound senior, utilizes that height right at the right time. Wow. This big Seth Baker standing on the sidelines looking like a JC or a 4-year player. He's a big kid. 6 minutes, 17 seconds left in this ball game. This crowd was quiet 3 minutes ago. All of a sudden, after a kickoff return for 80 yards and then a quick touchdown and then an onside kick and another touchdown by North, this game is a happener. It is an onside kick, and oh boy, it scoots out of bounds, and that's a penalty flag, and that certainly isn't what North High was hoping for on that kickoff.
No, but it was a good idea, though. You don't really kick an onside kick. You kind of loop it down, hope the ball stays in there, and you just kind of slide in and get it. Unfortunately, the ball went out of bounds for him.
Well, you saw it, Kern County. An onside attempt, squibbled out of bounds. That plays against North High School, so Centennial High, as if there was ever a team that didn't need a favor, they were it. But they'll take it right now in the situation they've found themselves in with only 6 minutes, 17 seconds left. Just a few minutes ago, they were up 24-0.
Yeah, and you don't win 26 games without getting a few favorable bounces and things going your way.
And having a big, strong offensive line. I imagine we're going to see this ball on the ground. Crosby hands the ball to Houston. That's exactly what we see. Houston runs hard, tough, and low and gets 5 gnarly yards. That clock ticks. Houston just keeps getting up.
And
I think.
And I know
all right,
those people who have been with us, man, we talked about Houston running behind the big gaping holes. Tonight he has not had those big gaping holes, but in that run right there, he just ran with determination because he knows how much it means to keep that clock moving and pick up some yards.
2nd and 5. 5:48 left in the ball game. Centennial up by 8 points. They want to run the clock down, but they won't do it with an offsides play. The clock stops and they'll march back 5 yards. Illegal motion, Centennial. Another Golden Hawk mistake.
Yep, and it gives North High a chance now to dig that defense in with second down. Yeah, easy play right there. Guard jumps.
I think I must have a supernatural hex power on me. I mentioned the offensive line, and they get a penalty call on them. I just, you know, you're going to have to call the rest of the game, Brian. I can't say anything else.
I'll let you do that.
Second and 10. 5:22 left in the ball game. This North High crowd standing right below me. That's why I have to yell, Kern County, because I can't even hear myself. They want another defensive stop. Crosby looks like it's a broken play. Gets rid of it. Chris Houston runs out of room, runs out of angles, loses a yard on the play. That brings up 3rd and 11. Big-time defensive play.
I mean,
by
what
the
a
North
play
High School
by Reed,
Stars.
blitzing that gap like that, and forcing Crosby to push the ball early, and then the rest of the defense come. You'll see Reed blitz through right there, force the early pitch, and Houston right here, like so many cases tonight, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Is that North High defense puts them on the ground for a loss of yards.
North High defense ranked 11 in the county. They have given up 1,181 yards on the ground this season. They didn't give it up there, and that's when it matters right now. 3rd and 11. Crosby drops back, has Houston over the middle, can't see him. Crosby in trouble, wants to scramble for some more yards, picks up another big block by Houston. Crosby gets the first down. Kern County, if you don't think this guy is a playmaker yet, I'm certain that you need to know he is now. Crosby was basically wrapped up, almost in trouble. He cuts back, gets a monster block by Chris Houston. And wouldn't you know it, just like that, another first down for Centennial. Brian, walk us through it.
I mean, right here again, he's going back. He's looking for somebody to pass to. Coverage is good. Nobody's open. The blocking is breaking down. And he just does what he does best right here. He just improvises. And he's going to come through right here.
Block.
Picks up a block by Houston right there. Good fake of the ball downfield. And just a nose for that first down, and he gets it.
It was a long 3rd down, and North High was hoping to hold them, but they didn't. Now it's 1st and 10. 4 minutes left in the ball game. Here comes a penalty flag, and I don't think Chris Houston was set yet. Illegal motion, that's the play, so it's 5 yards back. Head coach Nixon for Centennial High School is going to have a nice stern talk with his boys, isn't he?
They're going to be running. That's not going to be much talking. There's going to be a lot of running come Monday. But, you know, and all that was impressive about the run from Crosby is the fact that he slid, staying in bounds to keep the clock moving.
Took a hit to keep the clock going. Jeff Crosby, our Young Woolridge Athlete of the Week 2 weeks ago against Stockdale High. Who will it be tonight? This game's still undecided. How can we make a decision on that? 3:45 left, 1st down and 15 at their own 40-yard line. Centennial trying to keep this North High School defense off their backs and get some positive yardage. Houston up the middle, gets back to the original line of scrimmage before the penalty. That'll bring up a 2nd and 10 call. Should North High School be calling timeout on defense? Brian.
They got to save some time on the clock. Because you got 3 timeouts, so they can see right now they're losing too many seconds, in my opinion, with their offense. But if they stop them on the 2nd down, I know they're going to call a timeout to stop the clock.
The thinking probably on their side is if we stop them, we want all the timeouts we can have on offense because we absolutely have to get 8 points.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where you need time more than timeouts. You can always get out of bounds.
We've always mentioned time is the most precious commodity. It's slipping by. It's under the 3-minute mark. The ball goes to Houston. Houston battles up to the 49-yard line. Goodness. Big Matt Reese just driving guys into the dirt. Wow, this offensive line for Centennial, again, unspoken heroes, never really get mentioned that much, but as time keeps slipping, Brian, you and I are looking at this clock. It's under 2.5 minutes now. North High School down 8 with only 4 yards left for a first down. If they get the first down here, I'll bet the farm they call a timeout.
Well, it might be too late then.
Crosby behind center for the Golden Hawks. Another great game. Ball goes to Houston. Houston held, does not get it. Now, will there be a timeout?
There's a flag now.
There's a flag. Clock stops.
They better hope it's not against them. That's a late flag coming in.
Face mask. North High School. It had to have been on the runner because it came late and it came in a crowd, so it wasn't out in the open for all of us to get a visible sight. Here we go, Brian. This could be a dagger in North High School's heart.
Yeah, it could.
Houston coming through the middle. Where do we get it? Oh, boy.
Yeah.
What a shot, Time Warner. Thank you. Unfortunately, Anthony Reed, the great ball game he's played, comes up with an untimely face mask, and you have to call that.
Yeah, and that's just one of those ones that, he's being aggressive going in the wrap, and a player's coming down, he falls into it. But right now, we see that clock tipping and clock ticking, and it's just may not be enough time on the clock.
1st and 10 for Centennial. Now it's all about time management, picking up positive yards, but wouldn't you know it, another penalty, and I think this is going to be delay of game against Centennial. It is. I would think if you go back in the record books, this is a record night for penalties against Centennial, something they like to forget.
Oh, yeah, it is.
And it just keeps stopping the clock, and you just never know. Now, North High School, with 1:38 left, clock management also has to come into factor here. Crosby, 15 yards away from a first down. The ball goes to Houston. Houston met hard and heavy. Brings the ball up to the 45-yard. It'll be a 2nd and 13 call. Clock continues to tick. Now North High School calls a timeout with 1.5 minutes left. Brian.
Well, it's almost too late now because you got first down. They're going to take a second down. They're going to be able to run off some more time. Now if you run the rest of your timeouts and you still have them 4th down, they're going to be able to run the clock well within 45 seconds, and you're not going to have any timeouts to get the ball down the field, really, and you have to score a touchdown.
So here's the story, Kern County. If you're just flicking by on your remote control, 1 minute, 30 seconds left in this ball game. We're at North High School tonight. The visiting Centennial Golden Hawks are up 8 points, 24-16. They have the ball. It's 2nd and 12. There's a timeout on the field. This game, on paper, will look a lot closer in the scoreboard. But the first half was all Centennial, and most of the third quarter was all Centennial. And then North High came alive with some capitalization points.
And I don't know so much if it was all Centennial if it was, it still was more opportunistic because both offenses struggled.
True.
Centennial had really one good series where they had some big plays by Nick Seelig, and then they took advantage of a block punt and a fumble really to get 10 of their 24 points. So it hasn't been a stellar offensive performance for the Golden Hawks.
All right, 1.5 minutes left in the ball game, 2nd and 12. Centennial is up by 8, but they have to protect the football here. North High coming with all they've got. Crosby comes back. He will throw. Unbelievable. Throws the ball up in the air. Slich has it. Is it picked off? Hey, Kern County, what a risky play by Centennial. This will tell everything. The referee's got to make the call. Incomplete. Calls it on the ground. So not an interception, not a completion. An awfully long call for an incomplete call.
Yeah, I had to see.
And this North High crowd doesn't like it.
Well, it favors them. Because if two players go up, the offensive player gets the advantage.
Of course,
goes to the runner.
They're thinking they had the interception.
Right here, you're going to see the ball come up. Good air on the ball for Seelig, as you see him right there. And the ball is out, so that's a good call, because otherwise it would have been a tied possession. Seelig would have had the ball, and the game would have been over, but stops the clock. You don't have to waste a timeout. And now you can get a chance to D up and then stop the clock one more time and have about a little less than a minute to try to go down.
3rd and 12, biggest play of the ball game by far. If North High stops, if they hold. Oh, it's a high snap. Crosby handles it. Broken play. Look at this. North High comes up with a huge defensive play. A high snap, and now they absolutely must call a timeout, and they get it. The clock stops at 1:10. So Kern County, if you're just tuning in, you're coming into a heavy part of the ball game. 1:10 left. Centennial crowd basically stunned. They can't believe it. All they had to do is run out the clock. They try to pass play. First of all, it's almost intercepted. Second of all, the clock stops. Then it's 3rd down. They have a high snap. They don't get to contain it, and yeeks.
Yeah, I was surprised they threw the ball on that second down play. But Jeff Crosby saved a big-time disaster by climbing up the ladder and knocking the ball down and fielding it. And like I said, they get 1:10 left with the punt, maybe 4 seconds off. But they're only going to have one timeout with 1:04 with a lot of room to go.
And Kern County, can you believe this? It's 24-0 for half the ball game. Next thing you know, there's 1:10 left. North High School is about to get the football back. They're down 8. They're going to march down the field. This is big-time excitement. Talk about big-time excitement. Look at this. Liberty at East next week. If it can only match up to this, and last week's game, and the week before that, and the week before that.
Yeah, I mean,
every week
we're having these down-to-the-wire games where a team has a chance in the final minutes.
Here's another one. Got to be a clean snap, and it is. Here comes the punt. Almost blocked. Not a good punt whatsoever. Will they get a good bounce? They do not. It comes out at the 37-yard line of North High School, so Jason Lavorne, the punter, has been booming him, but that one only got about 35, 40 yards. So, Brian, there's 62 seconds left. North High School with their wing offense, tons of options, a quarterback change late in the third quarter to Chase Chapman. This North High crowd doesn't know what to expect. Go ahead.
No, and they're going to be passing the ball now and praying as you see some of the players huddled up over there on the sideline. But, I mean,
Chapman comes across, throws to the referee's ankles, and that referee calls it incomplete.
Yeah.
As you say, we've got some North High School players huddled up over here saying a prayer.
And this Coach Aguilar, who calls the defense, and his defense came up big time, and they pretty much played a big-time game all night long.
Kern County, you're watching Time Warner's High School Football Game of the Week. I'm Vance Palm alongside Brian Adams. Another barn burner here. Second down. In motion goes Reed. Chapman drops back. Got a man open. Connects. Hey, guess who it is? Scott Allison does not get out of bounds. The clock is still running.
They got to get to the line of scrimmage. They got to get to the line of scrimmage and go.
The clock will stop because of the first down, but once they get up there,
it's going to stop for the chains, and then it'll start going. So they have to get all the way up on the line of scrimmage and already have the play called, Vance. And as soon as that ball's pushed in play, and that referee swings that arm, they need to be going.
They are calling a play. We could lose seconds just for that reason. 24-16 is the score, 47-46. Seconds are ticking off. Here comes North High. This crowd excited. Chapman drops back. He looks. He wants to air one out. Uh-oh, could be trouble.
Oh, good play by Reed to break it up.
Wow. Could have been intercepted by Jordan Unfried. Haven't heard a lot of Unfried tonight, but the intended receiver out there, Anthony Reed, makes a good play to break up the game-ending interception.
Yeah, they're trying to get Reed on an out and up there, and Humphreys goes up, and Reed hits him, and the ball's incomplete.
Unfried saw Reed coming.
Now, because you have a timeout left, you can still throw the ball down to the middle of the field, and the clock's going to stop to move the chains anyway.
Clock management, game management of the utmost importance. Chapman drops back, looks across the middle, has a man. He's got the big fella again. Wow, another big play by Seth Baker. Seth Baker stays on his feet, continues to let the clock run, but now it's stopped after a first down, so another big reception by Seth Baker. Hey, Kern County, can you believe this? Chase Chapman has got behind center and brought this team back to the brink of a major comeback.
Now, usually that ball is an incomplete ball, but when you throw to 6'7", 6'7" can climb the ladder, gets it. He's fighting for yardage, and they're going to put him down, and right there, you know, if you're a Centennial guy, I just let him fight for a little bit and just keep running the clock off for me.
Right. You know, if you're Seth Baker, if you're a young player out there and you're watching this game, first of all, you want to emulate what he does as a receiver, catch the pass. But one thing to learn there, with clock ticking and you've got defenders all around you, you might not be going anywhere. So get down, stop the clock, let's move the chains and keep rolling. But a great play by Baker and this North High School coaching staff is keeping these kids in it, kept them alive, kept them believing, and now they're in the neighborhood, Brian.
They are, but they have 0 timeouts left now.
Uh-oh.
So they're going to have to call, in my opinion, a few plays out there so they have a couple plays in their playbook. And
when you say out there,
out there, yeah. They have to right now, they're out there in the huddle. They have to call a few plays so if they get a big catch and they get some yardage, they have a play to run. As soon as they get to the line of scrimmage, they have no timeouts to stop it. You can't throw the ball down, but with 24 seconds left, you really don't have too many plays left in the game.
So they need a proactive offense to go along with this very active offense. Chapman drops back. He's got a man open. Look at this, Kern County. Look at this. Oh, goodness gracious. That would have been the catch of a lifetime. Oh, Anthony Reed just about 2 inches short of hauling that in, and this North High School crowd let out a collective. Oh!
And that took off 8 seconds, but good play, good protection, and a good throw.
Look at this.
And, you know, it's only throwing the receivers can get it, and Reed almost comes down with it. You know, and that's about as good coverage you get right there by Kyle Coleman. So
2nd and 10, 16 seconds left. Chapman drops back again, wants to get this ball out of bounds, and he does. It's handled in there by Michael Gross. Gross gets out of bounds. The clock stops at 12 seconds. So Some exciting stuff here going on in Week 8 for Time Warner's High School Game of the Week. A nice play. Gets him out of bounds, doesn't he, Brian?
And right there, quick out. And we talked about Stockdale probably a couple weeks ago, but North does it. You get a quick out, you secure the possession, get out of bounds, clock stops.
Not a person sitting down. This is good stuff, Brian.
You probably got 2 attempts to go to the end zone if you do not get sacked.
3rd down and 3, not forgetting. Chapman rolls right. He's got a ton of receivers. Who's he going to throw it to? Does he get it? He does. Seth Baker catches, hauls it in, but they've got no timeouts. They have to get up to the ball. They've got to spike it. Once they get set, they will start the clock. The chains move because of the first down. The clock stops because of the first down. Once the referee blows the whistle, time will start. They have to get this ball spiked. They are on the 11-yard line. And the ball is spiked. Look at this, Kern County. It gets down.
Jesus. What kind of clock is that? That's a super clock right there, 5-1.
The clock had 5 seconds on it, and from the moment he snapped it to the time he spiked it in the ground, all of a sudden, there's only 4 seconds. Now, granted, it's the home squad doing the clock, so you never really know.
I'll tell you this.
Here's our big replay on this catch coming up that basically sets up this one shot at the end zone. Wow, this is some great stuff. Chapman drops back. Has a few options, but goes ahead and looks for his big man,
Chapman and Baker has been the combination. I mean, they have single-handedly, after that big return by Steele, put them back in the game.
Here it is, last play of the ball game. They have to get into the end zone. They have to get into the end zone. Chapman rolls left, wants to throw in the corner, looks up, throws it up, and it is intercepted. And that's the ball game. Hey, Kern County, Jordan Unfried comes up with an interception to finish this ball game, and it was the very last play. North High School, a very gallant effort to come back, being down 24-0. They march back with exciting plays, exciting effort, fantastic enthusiasm, and they bring this up to the very last play, Brian. Wow.
I'm tired.
I'm tired too, and I've got to go downfield because we're going to present the Young Woolridge Player of the Game. It will be announced right after the break. You're watching high school football, Time Warner's Game of the Week. The final score, Centennial 24, North High School 16. What a ball game. When we come back, we will announce the Young Woolridge Player of the Week. I'm Vance Palm, Brian Adams. We'll be back in a moment. Time Warner's High School Game of the Week.
If you've been to a video rental store lately, you know that DVDs are replacing videotape faster than CDs replaced albums. And now, Time Warner Productions can transfer your own home videos to DVD. Up to 1 hour is $29.95, and up to 2 hours is $39.95. Videotapes can get brittle, sag, fade, or even break. By transferring your videotape to DVD, you are preserving your precious memories. Give us a call at 322-1941 for more information, or simply drop off your tapes in the Time Warner Cable Building.
KERN News Talk 1410, Bakersfield's hometown news and talk leader. The station you can trust first for breaking news and the most complete local coverage. We are KERN News Talk 1410, bringing you the pulse of the world, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Make an appointment with KERN News Talk 1410, Bakersfield's hometown news and talk leader.
The media has become a staple in our everyday lives, whether it's a song, an advertisement, or even a news story.
Everywhere you turn, there's a message in one form or another.
Do you realize how much media your child is exposed to every day?
And everything your child sees and witnesses affects them.
It's time to take action and become involved in what messages your child comes in contact with.
Filter out the negativity and let these messages be positive.
It's up to us to shape their future. Let it be a happy one.
Some things can't be built in a day. Things like honesty, dedication, good hard work, and integrity. Since 1939, the law offices of Young Woolridge has had one of the strongest personal injury teams in the entire Central Valley. Today, that team is stronger than ever before. Through the years, our attorneys have won some of the highest dollar personal injury verdicts in Kern County. Put our experience to work for you. The law offices of Young Woolridge. Integrity you can trust.
We just witnessed a Time Warner barn burner at North High, with Centennial being victorious 24-16 going down to the last play. I'm going to throw it down to Vance for the Young Woolridge Player of the Game presentation. Down to you, Vance.
Hey, Kern County, we're down on the field. My favorite part, as always, I'm joined with our halftime guest for tonight, Kevin Burton, a North High alumni, and also the Director of Public Relations at Young Woolridge. We have with us the Young Woolridge player of the game, Nick Seelich. And Nick, I butchered your last name the first couple of games, and I'm glad to have it right this final time. It's our third time watching you guys. The first game we had Chris Houston as player of the game, then we had Jeff Crosby, and tonight you're a clear standout with some big plays, big receptions, touchdown, 27-0. How does it feel?
You know, it's pretty tough coming in Bakersfield, coming 27-0, because everybody's coming to beat you. And Jeff Crosby just threw some really good passes today on the money, and I came down with him. So
we had Porter on for our pregame guest, and he backed up the fact that, hey, I'm not playing, but our defense is strong, our defense is solid. Tonight, your offense also hung with a tough North defense, no?
Yeah. Kevin Porter, you know, he's kind of turned into a coach for us now. And so he's been helping out the linebackers, and we're real confident in our defense, and I think we'll do well this year.
Kevin Burton, you have a presentation to make to Nick Seelich.
Hey, Nick, congratulations. Hey, you guys played a heck of a game. I am a alumni of North High, but by golly, you guys kicked some booty tonight. You guys did a great job, and congratulations from the law office of Young Woolridge. I want to present you with this Athlete of the Week plaque and a long sleeve T-shirt. You could tell that it's getting cold now. And congratulations again, and good luck in the future.
Thank you, sir.
Young Woolridge, player of the game, Nick Seelich. Last final question. The remainder of the season, league play, your thoughts?
Well, you know, we got Golden West next week, so we can't look past them coming in the West. And West is undefeated yet so far. Well, I don't know about tonight, but they probably are. And, you know, we just can't look past them. And they're going to play a good game, and we'll just take 1 week at a time.
Nick, congratulations on our award. You deserve it. You got the first long-sleeve jersey of the year. You're going to be a sought-after young man. Hey, folks, tip your hat to this young guy, Nick Seelich. 2 big receptions, big touchdown right at the right time. Young Woolridge, player of the game, Week 8. Centennial defeats North, and they're still 27-0 now in league play. Don't miss next week. You don't want to miss it. Liberty at East. You've been watching Time Warner's high school football game of the week. Thank you very much. We'll see you again Week 9 next week. Liberty at East. Nick, way to go, brother.